in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Everybody to Inevitability Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. It's a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I sure am glad everybody could be on board for this one. We are broadcasting to you live from the True North. Like I said, Mr. BDA over here, hashtag RNOTV. And I told people when we ended the preview show earlier today, or the countdown show, that we were only gonna go live if something dramatic happened. Well, this is dramatic enough for you? I mean, I gotta tell you. Most people, listen, it's a call-in show. I don't want to say too much. Hopefully I have enough energy by the end of this show for later on today, because it's already Sunday technically, and it's 1 a.m. over here. But if there's a show that deserved a call-in show here, certainly was this one. So fellas, without further ado, we're going to be opening up the phone lines. That being said, I do want to get since it's a monumental upset, for lack of a better word, or lack of a better term, I do want to get some of the regular panelists here to maybe give us briefly some of their thoughts on what just happened, and then we will be going with the opening up the phone lines, and then tomorrow or later today, 3 p.m. or whatever, we will be doing the regular show, and of course take some calls there as well. So let me call in a couple of people here while I warm up the phone lines. And I gotta tell you, so what's the upset here? In case anyone's been living under a rock, Ryan Garcia just pulled off an upset in an ugly fight preceded by an ugly performance, but nevertheless, he did manage to drop, what's his name, Devin Haney a whole bunch of times. And so now this is what we've got. I mean, I gotta tell you, he ended up winning by very close scorecards, but nevertheless, he pulled it off. So we're going to see what happens here. Let's see if anybody jumps in. All right, guys, this is the call-in show. So briefly, if you want to give us your thoughts on what just happened, and somebody go, man.
All right.
Bucho, Gonzalo.
Well, we have, I just want to read a super chat right now, a super chat from Anthony Lopez, who says, I was called a hipster yesterday by saying Ryan 8th round knockout. Well, he didn't win by knockout, but he did win the fight, so we gotta give credit to you. And by the way, we have also Hectorazo with another super chat. He says, now I feel like I should have bought it. All right. Well, yeah, if you picked Ryan Garcia by knockout or whatever, I mean, you did pick Ryan Garcia, so you got it right.
There's only a couple of people that I remember, because I don't want to, listen, the last thing I want to see here is some Monday morning quarterbacks. Look, I kept trying to push people and saying, what do you see from, me, I'm always trying to push the underdog. And I do remember the people. I think Padokua and Chidlin were two of the people in the chat that were sort of trying to go my way. Everyone else was, it's going to be a wipeout, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just curious, man, recognize, you were one of the people I remember that was saying, because you said the same thing about the Tank Davis fight. You said, look, Ryan Garcia is a big dude. He's got speed, he's got power. How surprised were you, though, by the result?
Not surprised as the fight happened. Like, of course, I had my doubts about the fight. You take how Ryan was acting and everything. But as the fight was playing out, I felt like this is what's supposed to happen. Let's be honest, BDA. That fight should have been stopped by disqualification or TKO stoppage because the referee did everything to save Haney. Okay, Haney was terrible. He was terrible. He was falling for what Ryan was doing. You see that little fucking Philly shell he was doing. It was kind of like he was turning his back. The reason why he kept doing that because he wanted Haney to keep coming at him to lean right towards that check left, and then he kept catching him with that shit. And you know, Ryan beat him up, bro. He beat him up like you know, like he knew from the beginning that Haney cannot fuck with his power. That's why he took rounds off. If you saw him, he fought in spurts. And some people say that it was probably the shape he was in, maybe a little bit. Maybe that's what it had to do with. But I just think that he did like his own version of the rope-a-dope. It's like, look, this dude don't got shit. I'll get him tired. He won't be able to hold me. I'll catch him with something, and he's gonna get hurt. And that's what he did, man. And fuck that referee. That's what I gotta say that, man.
Can I just say real quickly? Can I just say real quickly because we probably are going to be doing a show later on in a couple of hours, but. I think both guys were guilty of clinching and mauling, which I hate on both ends. But now hopefully this fight has woken people up to the fact that a fight would be much more aesthetically pleasing if the referee enforced the rules. So, yeah, but you're right, though. Haney was guilty of it, too. Both guys were guilty of it. Again, we're pressed for time here because I got to open up the phone line. So, Gonzalo, if you want to go next.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. BDA? Recognize.
Saludo.
My audio's come in okay. Yeah, the fight was entertaining, but it was marred by a lot of, like you guys saw it, clinching and Ryan turning his back, and the referee acting. I agree with Recognize. He gave him a lot of breaks in the sense that the fight probably should have ended up where, you know, okay, they should have allowed him to fight, and Ryan most likely would have caught him in that round where the referee saved him. I like the third knockdown that Ryan delivered, man. That fucking, was it a left hook? On the break, that punch was quick as hell, man. Ryan's got to be one of the quickest punchers in boxing. Single punch with the left hook. And given that he came in 3 pounds, 3.2 pounds over, I'll still have to give him credit. But Jesus, man, like, he keeps preaching Jesus. He should have been a world champion. But then you came over, so I can't give him full credit.
Well, Gonzalo, let's say this, man. People are always saying when it comes to weight bullying, it's like, oh, well, hey, you know, it's the rules. Or if the guy agrees to the fight, like, you know, Garcia agreed to the rehydration clause against Tank Davis, then he's got no excuses. Well, Haney agreed to the fight, so no excuses from his end. I don't want to hear an excuse. I don't want to catch anybody calling in today giving us excuses. Bucho, thoughts on the fight? And then I gotta open up the phone and I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, read the super chats, man.
All right. Hold on a second. Shout out to Old Well. Shout out to Old Well for reestablishing his membership program. He says, best $70 I have spent so far this year. Well, hey, listen, glad you bought it. Glad you enjoyed it. Certainly it was a risk, but see, that's what happens. Sometimes risks pay off. That's why you take risks. So shout out to Old Well, and thank you for jumping back in with the BDA on the BDA train. Shout out to Nicholas Argyros, who says, no points taken for Haney holding for dear life. Well, listen, both the guys were holding on, man. Haney was holding, Ryan Garcia was doing the old bussy roll. So, hey, what's good for the goose, I guess. So, shout out to Nicholas for his contribution, and shout out to Black Cat for his contribution with the Super Chat. I haven't seen him in a while. He says, as a Mexican-American, I have despised Ryan Garcia and consider him to be the Mexican-American version of white trash. But I give him full credit, he says, for an amazing performance. Well, shout out to Black Cat 997. And yes, today was indeed the fight where he stepped it up. And shout out to Uncle Pete, a.k.a. Skillbender, for his contribution with the Super Chat. And he says, never been so happy to be wrong about a fight. A junkie is crowned king. A junkie is crowned king, and Allah has a broken jaw. Bill Haney, shut your mouth. Ryan, see you at BG. What's BG? Oh, it's a club. Yeah, because he said, see you at BG. At nightclub, apparently, in New York. Reminds me of Bad Lieutenant. When the Bad Lieutenant pulls over those two girls, he goes, where you guys go from? You just come in? The Kit Kat Club? Is that where you come from? Kit Kat Club? Maybe that's where Ryan Garcia is going.
I just want to say, guys, hit that like button. Please hit the like button to the show. And I'm gonna say that Devin Haney was already exposed because he lost to Lomachenko, and now he's even more exposed by losing by Junkie in Ryan Garcia. But go ahead, Jimmy. Take it away.
But yeah,
I was just saying
I want
facts,
to preface
brother.
this.
Go.
I want to just
Finish
preface
PDA.
it. Jimmy, you were the guy that you've been very open about your that the whole Lomachenko thing. It left a sour taste in your mouth. How do you feel right now, though?
It's like the usurper got found out. Listen, I want to say props to Derek James because he did something what I was calling for. I said the chance Haney's gonna if you let Haney get into a rhythm, right? Because he's extremely athletic. If you let him get into a rhythm, that will be dangerous. So what is the ultimate importance is the first power shot Garcia lands. He needs to make him, and I wasn't expecting him to knock him down, but just to hurt him enough to make him take away that fucking worrying, because you don't get into a pace if you're worrying about getting out of there. And he was scared of that left check all night. And it just shows one thing: the kid's an extremely athletic kid, but doesn't have the heart of a fighter. He's not a fighter. He's just, the lack of a better term, not a tough kid. You know what I mean? He's not someone who likes getting hit, and we've seen why. He's a little chinny. But Garcia, I think if Garcia was in good shape too, because he was clearly in bad shape, and you could tell by the 7th round after he rocked him. I mean, 15, 20 seconds into the round, that was it for the rest of the round. He was just trying to avoid him. And I got to say one more thing. That performance by that referee tonight was so egregious. If it wasn't for Garcia winning, that was the type of performance. If they would have given that to Haney, like a split decision or because of that 1 point deducted, I don't know if I would even fuck with the sport anymore. That was, when you're taught, when a referee is taught on a down fighter, when you get up, you pass his gloves over your chest once, maybe one down once and up. That's it. He went up. You're supposed to step away and clap your hands together so they reinitiate. And he didn't have to push Garcia because by the time he did the break sign after wiping his gloves, Garcia was still in the fucking neutral corner. He's allowed to come to the center of the ring, and he still pushed him back. So my point being, it was obvious in the fact that he warned him about the grabbing and didn't take a point. He was in the bag. Clearly, he wanted Haney to win. Whatever, take that how you want, but it was obvious in how he handled that fight in there. But good on Garcia. If he was in better shape, he would have probably knocked him out in the 7th or 8th round.
That's a great point, man. I agree. And like you said, if he wouldn't have been overshooting the runway and been a little bit more patient and have a better sense of range, he probably would have taken him out. Guys, I got to open up the phone lines here. So, I'm not expecting to go back and forth with the callers because there's going to be a shitload already. So I don't know if you guys want to stick around or if you want to wait for, we'll do one at about 3 p.m. later on, maybe 3 p.m. later on. So it's up to you guys. Because I don't feel comfortable telling you guys.
Yeah, we'll just listen to him. Yeah, we'll just
listen, man. I'll behave myself.
That's all right. No, it's because I'd love for you guys to be able to go. I'd love for you guys to be able to talk to the callers, but you know that the connection we have between you and the callers, even the one I have with the callers, is fucked up. So anyway, let's get down to it, guys. Let me read a super chat here.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Okay, see you, Gonzalo. Thanks for dropping by, man. Shout out to Jay Nails for his contribution with the super chat. He says Haney needs to hit up. See you, Gonzalo. See you, man. Jay Nails, shout out to Jay Nails for his contribution with the super chat. He says Haney needs to hit up the Krong gym or something. Nothing seemed to impact Ryan at all. Yeah, it's that he's not a pillow-fisted guy, but he certainly lacks a certain amount of panache in his punches. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's go to the phone calls here.
Weight off his back foot, brother.
There you go. Yeah, that too, man.
Sorry,
let's go to the first phone call of the night. It's going to be a long one. I got my drink here ready. Let's go to 470. 470, you on the air. 470, what's on your mind?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. What's up?
Exciting fight. Congrats to Ryan. I saw as soon as he weighed in and he didn't make weight, I think Ryan Garcia just came in here. They came here to win. When he told his story, I was watching him on PBD. When he told his story about what he went through in camp when the Tank Davis fight to lose weight, he was weight drained and the rib injury. I think after that whole experience, he was just like, you know what? I did that. I sacrificed. I tried to make that fight. He had the entire boxing world calling him a quitter, a punk and all the, all this stuff. I think that's part of what led to his, acting crazy. So I think he just came here to look, I'm coming in shape, best shape I can get into. I'm not going to drain myself. I'm coming here to fight. I'm coming here to win. And, that's what he did. That referee, I was watching round 7. I was like, that fight should have been stopped. But that referee gave Devin Haney all the chances in the world to recover, to get back up. And, it's just good on Ryan that he was able to score those other knockdowns. But, it was an exciting fight. Rematch. I'm not sure Devin Haney's going to want to go that route. But Ryan Garcia, he's back, and he's got his, he's got everything that he had before. He's got the boxing world, looking at him in a good light again. So, like I said, it was a good fight.
Yeah, it was better than expected. Anything else, caller?
Nope. Let me see here. I just, like I said, the way that this guy trolled the entire sport of boxing, people were saying that, he didn't train. They shouldn't even hold the fight. He needs a psychiatric evaluation. I don't know. His family said he was good to fight. I don't think Golden Boy would put some guy in the ring who was mentally handicapped or disabled or anything like that. So, in fact, that strategy he used, he may have gotten Devin Haney and his whole team. I think they just came into this fight. Maybe they underestimated him. I don't know, but everything Ryan Garcia did leading up to this fight worked. So strategy-wise, everything he did, it worked for him. So I don't think the boxing world has seen anything like this before, because everybody was thinking that this, not everybody, but a lot of people were thinking this guy was crazy. He didn't have it all up there upstairs, but it looked like he was crazy like a fox.
Theater of the unexpected, as Jim Blampley used to say. All right, well, listen, we got to move on here. A lot of calls, but thank you, caller, for your call, and call back next time, all right? Take it easy out there.
All right, guys. Yep.
I do wonder if more people are going to start using that technique of acting nuts, like nut jobs, and then trying to get fighters to get their guard down. Let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 281. 281, you're in the air. 281, what's on your mind?
Hey, yo, BDA. What's good with you?
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, what's on my mind? I'll be honest with you, BDA. I don't even know what's on my mind, man. I can't believe what I just saw. Am I dreaming? BDA, am I dreaming?
Devin,
it feels
Devin
surreal.
the Dream Haney, man.
This whole thing feels surreal. Did this really just happen? Come on now. Honestly, who really had Ryan Garcia winning this fight? Who really had him winning this fight? Nobody. But you know what? I do got to say this, though, BDA. I got to push back a little bit on what you said about, you don't want to hear no excuses. I got to, at least a little bit, man. Ryan Garcia did not make weight. There's a big advantage. I understand that was a little revenge for the whole Tank Davis situation. I understand that. I understand it, but he didn't make weight, and that whole Philly shell thing he was doing when he turned his back, that is illegal. But at the same time, though, who's always doing illegal shit? Grabbing at the hips, doing excessive, hugging, and not engaging. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Tank Davis. I want to say Derrick James was the best thing that could have happened to Ryan Garcia. Derrick James taught him all their little secrets, all their dirty little secrets that they do. And one that he taught him was turn your back. It doesn't matter. Mayweather did it all the time. Turn your back. They can't hit you when you turn your back. They're gonna play dirty. You got to play dirty too. When Tank fought Ryan, what was he doing? He kept grabbing Ryan at the hips, like he was going for a double leg takedown, like it was MMA, like it was wrestling. Whenever Ryan would get close. So what did Ryan do? Ryan adjusted, and Ryan got played dirty like they played dirty. So I can't hate it. At the end of the day, Devin Haney is a racist ass dude. The whole I'll never lose to a white boy thing. He came up with the Mexican flag. I'm just so glad that Ryan Garcia beat the racism out that boy. I say it again. He beat the racism out that boy. He beat the racism out that boy. You hear me?
Wait,
he ain't gonna be racist
I didn't catch it.
I guarantee you. He gonna stop that racist stuff.
He beat the what?
Go ahead, BDA. Go ahead.
Well, he beat the what? I didn't hear you.
He beat the racism out that boy.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Beat the racist out of
We
him.
all know Devin Haney's racist.
Well,
beat the racism out that boy. And to be honest with you, Lomachenko beat him. We all know Lomachenko beat him. You know, all this talk about I never listened to a white boy. The white boy, we know the white boy beat him. At the way he came out with the Mexican flag, we know what that means. Come on, man. We've been dealing with this for generations. We know what that means. That's an attack on all of us, on all Latinos. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? The Mexican beat him. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Go ahead.
If he does things like that, you certainly have the right to feel the way you do, man. We're going to talk more about this in the next show, which is going to be in about 8 to 9 hours, because right now we're just taking phone calls. So anything else you want to say, caller, before we move on?
Cool. One more thing, BD. One more thing, and I'll leave it at this. Look, they did their rematch, man. Ryan needs to make weight. He needs to make weight, man. Has to be fair. All right, Ryan got his revenge on the world. You know, he did the same thing Tank Davis did to him, to Devin Haney. You know, with the whole weight issue, he got his revenge on the world. Okay, now run it back, and both of them make weight at 140 and make it a legit fight. And let's see who wins. I still think Ryan Garcia's gonna win, and that's all I gotta say. You know, man, I'm hey, this is crazy, BDA, man. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. I love your show.
Man. Thank you. Go out and celebrate, man. Enjoy the night. Take it easy out there.
All right, yeah.
That was a great call.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's certainly up.
Hey.
Yes.
Super chat Electorazo says, what was more annoying, the clinches or Clarissa Shields' voice? All right, that's a good question. We have another super chat. We have another super for Marty McFly from the Back to the Future. He says, Ryan has a voice in his head that says, this is working. Let me try something else. Yet he still beat Devin Haney like the plantation overseer. Oh shit, unreal. All right. What's going on, man? Come on.
I gotta put up the... He's gonna make me put up the disclaimer. By the way, when somebody gives a super chat...
Hit the like.
When somebody gives a super chat legally, we are obligated to read it. So don't blame us, man. But shout out to Marty McFly for his contribution. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Hit the like. This is a calling show. We got a lot of calls to field, so let's get right down to it. Again, let's go to 210. 210, you're in the air. 210, what's on your mind? 210, you're in the air. Oh, he hung up. All right, let's go to another one. 856. 856, you're in the air. 856, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Yeah, I just want to give Brian the credit for just being brilliant. Like the whole thing. Like he had a lot of us fooled. I'll be the one to say it. It started out as a shit fight because it was like a hug fest like the whole time, and then like the fifth round really got me mad because they stared at each other for like 15 seconds, like, and then it was a lot of pump faking or whatever. But the Ryan was just brilliant. And it just shows like like I'm not a Haney guy, but it just got him out of there. Like I don't know. I was saying this yesterday. Like where does Haney go from here? Because he can't even handle power from like just at 140. Like he looked like totally outclassed. I don't see where he goes from this point. And kudos to Ryan for taking this victory up. And yeah, that's what I got to say.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you for your call. Thank you for keeping it brief, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Take it easy out there. You also have some background noise there. Yeah, I had to. Thankful, yeah, because guys, don't use Bluetooth because Bluetooth really does seem to screw the connection off a little bit there. But shout out to the caller. Thank you for your call. Really appreciate it. Let's go back to another phone call here. Let's go to 404. 404, you're on the air. 404. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up? What's up, BDA? This Coach Eddie. What's going on?
Oh, Coach Eddie, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Hey, I wasn't surprised at all, man, because man, when you dealing with a guy that got speed and power, that's always dangerous. And
true words have never been spoken, man.
I could say that. I mean, Devin was doing good in spots, and I think the reason why Ryan started leaning over like that, and that kind of turning his back a little bit, because Devin actually hurt him a couple of times with that left hook. If you remember that, I think the third or fourth round, Devin hit him with a clean left hook, and it buckled Ryan's legs. And then definitely Ryan started leaning over to get away from the left hook. But like I said, I knew this was coming. I just didn't know when it was coming because Devin Haney's dad is not a boxing trainer, man. And that's part of the reason. I mean, no, they didn't take that from Ryan. That's part of the reason why that he ran into this wall, because Derrick James is a much better trainer than Devin Haney's senior. I mean, Devin Haney's dad, and Devin Derek James was giving Ryan Garcia good corner advice over there. He was telling him what to do, and he was listening. It was working. If you ain't never been in that ring before, man, it makes a difference. Derek he was a boxer, and he's a good trainer, man, and it showed tonight. You know what I'm saying? It showed, and like I say, Devin Haney's dad, he's not a boxing trainer, man. All he did, Devin Haney learned from a whole bunch of different guys, and then his dad just kind of took over. Because they don't want to pay anybody. They want to keep all the money in the family stuff. But at the same time, sometimes you got to get somebody who knows that knows boxing. Like if I was working this corner, he would have won that fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the wrong strategy. He just should have got up on his toes and move around and box, man. Freaking, you know what I'm saying? Just do what you do. Don't sit there and try to stand in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. You freaking crazy. You don't have that type of power. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Some lessons
you gave the guy you gave the guy the only shot that he had, which was to stand in front of him, and he tried to trade with him. You got basically knocked out.
Well, we'll see.
If better off just using his legs, moving around, just outpointing him. He would have won that way. But still, you can't stand in front of a puncher. Every time he got caught, he was standing in front of Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia nailed him.
Coach Eddie, George Foreman always used to say, don't follow a puncher. And I guess today was one of those examples.
Why you don't follow no puncher?
Exactly.
Yeah,
man.
You don't follow no puncher around. He should have did like with Sugar Ray Leonard, how Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran in the second fight. Use your leg, keep shifting. Don't let Ryan get set. Because when Ryan gets set, I don't care who you are. He gonna hurt you, man. He can punch. That's one thing about the boy can punch.
That's boxing 101 right there.
You got to respect that.
There you go, man.
Sir.
All right.
But that's all I had, BDA.
All right, thank you for your call, Coach Eddie. Really appreciate you calling in, and we'll catch you in the next one, all right, man? Take it easy out there.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, fellas, to hit the like. We will be doing a show in a couple more hours, maybe in the afternoon, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a little bit more organized, I should say, because right now we're just fielding calls. When I let you guys have your say about the upset that we just had here. Recognize just one thing here, real quick, man. Haney, after that contentious, controversial fight against Lomachenko, didn't give Lomachenko a rematch. Should Ryan Garcia sort of do the same here? I mean, would he be within his rights to do so?
To me, he would be, because he clearly won that fight. There was no doubt. Like I agree with Coach Eddie. That fight really should have been stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like they gave him every chance in the world. And another caller said that too before Eddie, before Coach Eddie. So I think that if he doesn't want to give him a rematch, that's fine, or leverage it. Be like, how bad do you want the rematch? And let's fight in LA, and let's fight in where the judges and the referee is let's just say fair, and let's see if you really want it that bad.
You know what? There was a laissez-faire attitude here in this fight. I gotta tell you. So maybe the next one with different referee could look differently. I don't know. By the way, fellas, don't
Coach
forget.
Eddie, one more thing. Coach Eddie was 100% right in terms of coaching. Like it was night and day between Derek James and Bill Haney. Bill Haney is not a trainer, bro. He's just he's just the father of a dude who boxes.
Well, what's interesting about that is I forgot that we did take some predictions earlier this week. Almost everybody was saying Haney by decision, except. I don't see them in this because these guys didn't call in, but I know I was listening to Never Sober's stream earlier. He Furioso put a bet on Ryan Garcia.
Man,
right. So
Furioso is a fucking legend, bro. This is the second time I've heard this dude make a pick and fucking get it right on the head. Because to me, he won the bet. He said 7th or 8th round knockout, and that's pretty much what happened in that 7th round. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody could predict that the ref is going to be that blatant and give him so much time to recover, and then everything that happened. So I kind of just look at it from what he said, and basically that's what happened. So shout out to Furioso and Julio, Fu TV. He called it too.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
said that.
Julio too. I was talking with him because I was actually thinking. I mean, I didn't pick Ryan Garcia, but I did say it was going to be much more difficult than the Prograis fight. And I was asking Julio about it. He says, "Yeah, man, I think this is all an act." He saw through the act. He was one of the few people that saw through it. All right, we'll be talking more about this fight later on in another show or in a couple of hours. So, gotta move on here to a couple more calls, fellas. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit the like. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 516. 516, you're on the air. 516, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jesse. Man, what a freaking performance, man. I mean, number one, Ryan fooled me. He fooled half the boxing world. I was one of the people saying he's probably not mentally stable to fight. I think he's crazy and stuff, and so he trolled us all, and it knocked him down 5 times. Really, it should have been 5 knockdowns because the ref saved Devin on 2 of those knockdowns. I don't know why. Deducted a point from Ryan, but not from Devin but Ryan still went out there and did it. I don't want to see a rematch between these two because I think Ryan won clearly. Besides losing, a few of the rounds, like probably a majority of the rounds, but still, he was just too big of a guy, I think. I mean, what do you guys think? You guys agree with me on any of that?
I think both guys look pretty big in there. Here's the thing with the weight thing. People keep harping on, well, this guy weighed in at this weight and the other guy weighed in at that weight. At the end of the day, both guys look pretty big on fight night. I was commenting about that. Yeah, and I heard you guys talking about that on Sobers as well, about how huge he looked. Haney's straps look huge, everything about, his fucking upper body. So, hey, this is...
Yeah, can I add just the difference is, right, this is the difference. This is why I say when you give something up, when you're fighting another professional fighter, and you give something up like weight, you hurt your chances of winning that fight. This is why he ended up losing to a guy like Tank. When he's fully hydrated, and yes, I get it, he went up and, he missed weight, but he was fully hydrated in the ring, and he was just as big as Devin Haney. And so that's the difference. And then he's got punching power. So that's the big difference between him and Haney.
Well, yeah, I think you got a good point there. And caller, you are right. I'm checking Twitter at the same time here, and yeah, people are saying that it should have been. Some people are saying that it should have been 5 knockdowns as opposed to just 3. Anything else you want to say, caller, before we move on? Oh, he hung up. Well, shout out to the caller. And what else did I want to say here? Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. It really helps us out. I got to read a super chat here from Boxing with Frank Bay. Shout out to Frank, and he says, He says, fake wannabe coach still fights Eddie. Oh, come on. It's the old Frank versus Coach Eddie rivalry, which I believe started on Frank's show. So it's starting to spill on over here. Shout out to Frank for his contribution with the super chat. Let's go back to another phone call, fellas. This is the calling show. You get to have your say about the big upset that just occurred a couple of minutes ago. Guys, let's go to 267. 267, you're on the air. 267, what's on your mind?
Is that me?
Yes, that's you, 267.
Hey, how are you? All right, so shit. I used to call in a lot before. I'm a heavy gambler. Ryan just won me $6,000 tonight.
Whoa.
So first of all, I want to shout out Recognize. I want to shout out Stu, Mr. BDA, and Bucho. And then who's the Boston guy you guys got?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
All right.
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. Dude, I want you guys to start getting into MMA because that's typically what I bet on. Anyway, there was some things that I bet on this fight. Not even I was betting on God. I think I put $60 down originally on Ryan just because I knew he's the underdog and I knew there could always be a scoop there. And then saw Haney walking out with the Prime necklace on. and was just like, oh god, Haney's working with the devil. And I had been paying attention to all the random bullshit that Ryan had been saying in the media, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it all on fucking Ryan and see what happens. And dude, God provides.
He does indeed. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, Colin,
I
I'm
wish
glad
I had more to say. I thought that the fight should have been stopped like probably twice. I think it was around 7 and 8. I'm a little lit at this point, so I don't quite remember. But
no kidding.
Yeah, I
Cole, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can I leave you with
a?
I'm gonna listen. You sound like you're ready to celebrate. I don't want to kill your groove here, so I'll leave you with this. Galatians 6:9. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. If we do not give up. So, I mean, I think you're living it. It was written, and you're living it, Colin.
Hang up. Wait. Before we leave this call, I'm about to start a channel. So I've been doing this for like 10 years now. And I make more off of MMA and sometimes boxing betting, but like fight betting in general a year than I do off 2 jobs that I work in like my everyday life and like slave on. And I win, like I'm telling you, I win all the time. I'm starting a channel on YouTube called Rough Uncle, and I would love you guys to be a part of it.
Well, listen, right. I'm flattered. We're flattered that you would offer us and extend that olive branch. And listen, I haven't been watching too much MMA in the past 8 years, but I'll start watching.
I know, but you guys need to, because I can tell you guys have the eye for the fights, and there's a lot of money to be made, boys.
All right. Well, listen, we'll look into that, man. Rough Uncle, right? Rough Uncle.
I'm under contract right now, but. Maybe we can talk like on the down low. All right,
Bujo got you on the contract recognized.
Yeah, he's got him on the.
Right now I'm on the contract right now.
They call it the Hebrew contract. It's ironclad. Well, listen, caller. Thank you for.
Oh, I know that.
I'm kidding around.
Anyway, gentlemen, have a great night. Thank you for being here.
You too.
I'm out.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your call. Enjoy reap your rewards. All right, take it easy, man.
I enjoy.
Oh, shit. Well, shout out to you, Rough Uncle. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. We'll check it out, see what's going on. For the moment, we do have to continue on with these calls here. We got a lot of phone calls. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. It really helps us out. What else? Okay, yeah. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 773. 773, you're on the air. 773, what's on your mind?
Long time no see, boys. How you doing?
Oh, Kevin from Chicago,
Kevin.
a.k.a.
I knew it was Kevin.
K9, what's up, man?
What's up?
K-Dog.
Oh, man. Good scrap. What's up? Recognize, man. I got to get right down to it. I don't know how to feel about this. Because on the one hand, I got to give props to Garcia, man, because it looked like after that knockdown, Haney gathered himself, found his rhythm, found the composure, and looked like he was going to skate to a decision. But he found a second wind and just was able to mess him up pretty good, man. Dropped him multiple times and secured that win. But on the other hand, man, that 3 pounds, I know if this was Tank Davis or something, everybody would say, oh, he missed weight. What do you do? They would be shitting on him hardcore, but so you can't be hypocrites. That 3 pounds is a big deal. To come in, anybody who competed, who cut weight, knows how hard it is. Especially that last pound, that last 2 pounds, to get that water off, it takes a lot out of you. And what did Ryan Garcia say? I don't care about that. I want to win. So he knew it. He knew it. He wanted the advantage, and I can't respect that, but I will respect the fact that he dug deep in there against a really high-level opponent and got the job done. But it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I wish he would have just did the weight. He would have had the belt and the win, but it's not going to matter. Everyone's going to disregard it. He won. No one else actually fucking looks into it and shit. So you know what cleans away bad taste in your mouth? Bill Haney's tears.
because this motherfucker has been on a tear. He's been on a tear.
No, trust me.
Non-stop talking like a
Trust
maniac,
me.
like a jerk off.
Ryan Garcia is an honorary white boy. Ryan Garcia is honorary white boy tonight.
All right, whatever.
After those comments back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
So no, trust me, no one's a fan of Devin Haney. No one likes
There
Devin
you
Haney. But the fact that Ryan Garcia missed wages. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta keep it
What
real.
are
You gotta keep it
doing?
real. You gotta keep it real, like always, K-Dog. K-Dog, if there's one thing K-Dog does well,
You
it's
know I
keeping
keep it real.
Absolutely. You'll know
You know
what
I
time
keep
it is.
real. I'll leave it
All
to
right.
it. Got a bunch of phone calls. Got a lot of donations to make. Hope you guys kill it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, K-Dog. Take it easy out there, man. We'll talk later. Take it easy, man.
Salute.
All right, that was K-Dog right there. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. It really helps us out. You know, Steve Kim always says activity matters. I'm going to come out and say weight matters. Hopefully now people start getting on board of some of the things we've been saying, like the excessive clinching, the playing around with the weight classes. People always used to say, it's just, if they agree to the terms, hey, it's okay. If they agree to the terms, no excuses. Well, Haney agreed to the terms here. Could have pulled out of the fight. He didn't. So what do you want from us? All right, let's go to another phone call here. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Let's go to 301. 301, you're on the air. 301, what's on your mind? 301, you're on the air, man.
Is it me?
Yes, that's you. 301.
Me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I just want to say, it was a great night for boxing. Sucks that Harvey kind of robbed us a little bit of a knockout, robbed me of some money. But I think overall it was just a great night. Great night for Ryan. Yeah, the weight kind of sucked, whatever. But he put on a showcase. That left hook, man, it showed itself tonight. His resolve under the pressure of Haney. And when he took the pressure, did some silly stuff with the roll. But he took the pressure, fought back. Man, he was a man of his word. Took Haney down. Haney had no answer. What I will say, though, in a rematch, this is kind of how I called it. I said Garcia would knock him out this fight. And in the rematch, I still pick Haney. I think Haney is the better boxer still, even if he's a little chinny. But I still think that Haney is definitely the better boxer. And in a rematch, I think you'll clean him.
Wait, excuse me. So I missed it. Who did you say would clean whom in the rematch?
In a rematch, I'll take. I think I'll take Haney in a rematch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah.
I know
you
it
know
looked
what?
bad tonight.
Different referee, you never know, man. Because the referee allowed a lot of clinching from both guys, man. I'd like to see a fight. Hopefully now people start understanding what I've been talking about. That if you want to have an aesthetically pleasing fight, you should really enforce the rules. And I can only wonder, caller, how much better this fight might have been had there not been that much wrestling and groping going on in there.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree, man. The ref, man, he was horrible tonight.
Yeah, he should be investigated.
He screwed us up a really good fight.
Caller, I'm not a litigious person, but I might be inclined to maybe contact my attorney, Rayful Shapiro, and maybe move on the paperwork on that one, if you catch my drift. Anything else you want to say, caller, before we move on?
No. I really want to see where Ryan would go from here. If it's not a Haney fight, like who does he match up with well after this fight? I'm still not a Garcia fan. I picked him to win this one, but I'm still not a big fan. I don't see him beating any real top fighters. I never really considered Haney a top fighter because of his chin, but I don't see where Garcia goes. I'm still not a big fan.
Well, let me tell you, caller, that the ride's just getting started. The Ryan Garcia ride. We'll see where it ends up. Maybe it goes all the way to the to its destination, and maybe it derails. We'll see, man. All right, well, listen, we got to move on here, caller, but thank you for your call, and call back next time, right? Take it easy out there.
All right, have a good night.
You too. All right. Hey, we're getting a lot of calls here, fellas. So before we get down to the next one, don't forget to hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. It really helps us out and only takes a second to do. And don't forget, let's give a shout out to Chris K for his contribution with the Super Chat. He says that heard the first card was a draw. I smelled split draw coming. Entertaining, fun, but not always in the usual way, he says. Haney reckless and Garcia showing his booty. I'm telling you, man, he's turns around, spreads his asshole, and then complains when the guy hits him, man. I mean, come on. Both guys were guilty of it, and I'm glad both guys were up to their own old hijinks. That way people realize how bad things are when both start doing it. Because usually it's only one guy doing it. And people go, well, it's up to the other guy to do something about it. Well, now you saw both guys doing something about it. And how did it look for you guys? Did you enjoy it? Or was it a shit fight? A shit show in most aspects? Hopefully you understand now what we've been talking about for the past, I don't know, 7 fucking years.
I think Garcia gave Devin a little piece of his own medicine, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, Recognize. I guess you could say that. Let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 916. 916, you're on the air. 916, what's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing fantastic. I hope everything's...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. What's up?
Well, I think everyone who followed social media, if you followed the fight or like the things leading up to the fight through social media, you're kind of confused right now. But if you really know boxing, you watch both these fighters, you kind of aren't, or you're a little bit less surprised. What do you guys think about that?
100% agree with this caller. Yep. I was telling BDA as the fight was happening, of course you have your doubts about boxing in general and making a pick. But as the fight was playing out, it was making a lot of sense. You got a guy who's just as big, a little bit bigger, and especially in height and longer, and he's a lot bigger puncher than Devin Haney. So as the fight was playing out, it wasn't like this big shocker to me. It's way different than social media.
And then why? Yeah, I mean, even like this marketing scheme was. It was interesting. Like it seemed organic, right? Because at first, why did it didn't even seem like we were even saying he was crazy, because at first nobody said he was crazy. He was doing crazy things, like he was saying crazy things, right? He said, he had got hurt. He had he was hurt as a child by these elite people, right? And then everybody's like, oh, this guy's going crazy, he's saying crazy things, and then he's like, all right, forget it. I'm just gonna use he kind of like, forget, I'm crazy then. And then, it was just a huge shocker. He was just so prepared. But yeah, it's hard to believe.
Well, hey, man, it's a theater of the unexpected. That's the way it happens. And like Coach Eddie, who said earlier, when you have a guy like Garcia who, I mean, we're going to get into this more later on, man, in the next show, which is going to be in a couple of hours. But this wasn't Regis Prograis. You could see Ryan Garcia knows how to press a guy. He's younger. He's the same age as Haney, and he has power. This wasn't Regis Prograis. Now, that's not to say Regis Prograis doesn't beat Garcia if they ever fought, because, again, this ain't triangle math theory here. But yeah, like everything was hinging, like you said, caller, because I knew Garcia had it in him to win. But when I started seeing his shenanigans for the past month, and then him missing weight, I said, this kid's all over the place. He's gone. And then he goes in there and boom, surprise, surprise. Didn't see that one coming, man, especially not after Friday. But anything else we want to say, caller, before we move on?
Yeah, well, what have you seen about like his Twitter? Like, do you think he's going to continue with the shenanigans? Because he hasn't backed off like about these elites and them abusing their power and things like that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know where this type of hijinks are going to go. I don't think they're going to work. I think now people are going to be...
They on their neck. They on their neck, Ryan.
Let me just say, that's true. Yeah. And let me just say, I don't think Haney took him lightly. I think he still wanted to, whether he thought Garcia was crazy or not, he was still planning on showing up at his best and schooling the guy. But it's just, it wasn't that night, man. It wasn't that night.
I'm going to say something about Haney.
Hold on. Recognize, hold on. Let me just... Go ahead. Caller, anything else you want to say before we move on?
Yeah. Go Ryan. Ryan banged them out, bro. See you guys later. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you for your call, man. Have a good night. Go ahead, Recognize, what?
I was just going to say this one thing real quick, right? Because I was having a discussion with somebody on here on Discord. And the one thing about Haney, like, he's dirty. And when he's losing a fight, he gets dirty. But the one thing he's not is a coward. He's not like, it's kind of weird. Like, he's dirty, but he's not a coward at the same time. And what I mean by that is, like, you could tell that this guy's like, he's so used to like winning that he'll fucking do anything to win a fight. I mean, but he'll stand there with you and you can still hit him. And Ryan proved that. So that's the one thing I'll say about him. Like, he gets dirty, he gets boring at fights, but he ain't a pussy.
That's a
No,
good
he
point.
proved that tonight. He took a beating, but he took a man-sized beating, but he took it like a man.
Yeah, Chief.
You
We're
gotta,
taking
you
a
gotta
little.
give
What I'm
credit.
saying is he doesn't run like Shakur Stevenson. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He doesn't run like that dude.
Well, no, but
That's
on top of that, before we go to another call, what I'm trying to say and piggyback off what you're saying, I'm not trying to disagree. To recognize is that there were several times after some of those knockdowns, he could have been like, "Dude, I don't want any more of this," and he kept trying to get up. And when he usually got up, he was trying to fight back. So he was showing heart. I still think I said before he's vanilla. I don't take that back. I said he's not special. Reminds me of Tyrone Crawley from the '80s. I don't take that back. But he did show me he's got some heart.
Well, not for nothing, too, Chief. But I was telling people and some of the callers real quick that I'm surprised by the result, but not that surprised because the only thing I was hinging on was his outside the ring antics. That's what made me really doubt that he had no shot. I mean, that's what really made me think, okay, he's got no shot. But if he shows up ready mentally, he's gonna give Haney a harder fight than Prograis did. Styles make fights to a certain extent, and of course, Garcia is a physically imposing guy who's young. He's not 34 years old, so I mean, there's that to consider. By the way, I also want to point out that we will be doing another show in a couple of hours in the afternoon, Sunday, maybe 2 or 3 p.m., depending, maybe a little bit early, depends. So right now, we're just fielding calls, and so if you want to say something right now before we get to another call.
Real quick, but basically everything you said, and repeat very fast. We knew he had the tools. We didn't know if he had the mentality. He proved he had the mentality. He won the fight. No.
Succinct. I like it. Succinct, concise. All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go
That's the fastest I will ever say anything on the show.
All right, listen, fellas, I appreciate the courtesy that you guys are giving us here. We will be talking more about this in another show, like I said, in a couple of hours. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the hit the like. It really helps us out. Let's go to 817. 817, you're on the air. 817, what's on your mind?
Yo, boys, it's Shazar. I can't believe you fucking pulled it off, man. I thought they were going to give it to Haney.
I mean, hey, boxing theater of the unexpected, man.
Too. Yeah, dude, Garcia was in there. He was fighting Haney. He was fighting the ref. He was fighting affirmative action. He fucking pulled it off. He pulled it off. It's true. It's true. The amount of shit that they let Haney get away with is insane. They let him kidney punch. They let him duck below the belt. They let him rabbit punch. They let him hold till it's a homosexual groping. I won't even call it holding. That's what he does.
But Shazar, I gotta tell you, man,
go ahead,
Shazar. I hate clinching on overall. Both guys were doing it.
True.
Oh yeah. I'm not defending. I hate clinching. I fucking hate the clinching. But we know who's doing most of it. It's Haney. He does every fight. He's notorious for it. That's all he does is fucking hold.
That's true.
I do want to disagree with you. Recognize about Haney being a coward.
Wait a minute.
I think he's a huge coward. I think everything about him is cowardly.
Oh.
Well, what I mean is like.
This guy,
Go ahead.
To me, a coward is somebody. A coward to me is somebody who uses what he knows what he is. He knows he's a fucking loser, so he has to cheat. So he has to use illegal ways to win. When you hear this dude talk, when you hear Haney talk, he's fucking neurotic. I'm gonna knock him out. The dude, he's a fucking weirdo. He lets his dad do all the talking for him.
That's true.
He knows this guy fights because he knows he can cheat. He knows he can fight dirty. He knows if he gets up, he'll make it to the end, and he'll get the decision. He knows the whole system caters towards him. He's a coward. He's a bitch. He's got 30 pounds on people, and he can't fucking and he gets rocked every fight.
Shazar's making some good points, man.
No, Shazar's right. What I mean by this is like, okay, I was arguing with someone earlier, and they were like, Haney is nowhere near compared Shakur, but I'm like, Shakur's a runner. At least Devin Haney, like he does cheat. He's right. Shazar's right. He does break the rules a lot, and that is coward.
This is my point about the running. I want to make. I think Haney doesn't run because he can't run. I honestly, this guy is so much bigger than most of the dudes he fights.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not as skilled as them. He's just bigger than them. He can't outrun them. So he has to stand there and do the illegal things. He has to duck beneath the belt line. he has to do his shoulder roll, show the back of his head so he doesn't get hit in the back of the head because he knows his opponent will get penalized for it and he won't. He's not that skilled. This dude gets rocked and walked down by every fighter he fights. Jojo Diaz, who's a little midget, was walking him down, landed on him heavy and buzzing him. He's not that skilled. He relies entirely on his size.
Where were you, Shazar, when we were saying all of that before? Yeah, man. I mean, I was telling people in the build-up to this fight, because people were making Haney out to be Mayweather 2.0, and I kept saying, look, his best win is over Lomachenko, and he didn't even win that one. So what the fuck are we talking about here?
He lost the fight.
Man,
he lost the
Mayweather
fight.
would have embarrassed
And it's
the
like,
dog.
and I
He would've
wonder,
beat the living daylights out of this dude.
it was so bad. It was so bad, And again, like the West just fucking hates Slav so much. Of course, they're not going to give it to Lomachenko. But something I wonder, I don't think Haney's going to take the rematch. And this is why. This is what I'm curious about. We've always known that Haney's had a bad chin, right? This dude gets rocked by fucking featherweights, right? And this dude's a super middleweight, and he gets rocked, and he doesn't have the skills. Like, I don't know why people think he's skillful because this dude gets fucking. I mean, he gets walked over by midgets, man. He's just bigger than them. And this dude, he took a fucking ass beating in this fight. He got rocked bad. He got rocked bad. So I wonder if these excessive weight cuts and his already weak chin is gone. I wonder if this destroyed what little he had.
Well, hopefully. All right, listen, Shazar, we got to move on here, man, but we will be taking more calls on the next show in a couple of hours, the afternoon on Sunday. So thank you for your call, man, and excellent points, man, as always. Always appreciate your calls, man. Take it easy out there.
Of course. Love talking to you guys. Keep it up.
All right, thank you, man.
I want to say Shazar's right. No, he's 100% right. Like,
he made
maybe
some great points, man.
not being a coward. I think that because it is cowardice when you break the rules, bro. It is. But what I'm saying is he's not a fucking runner, and maybe it's true. Maybe he's just so big that he can't. So like he actually can't run.
And he's weight trained, so he probably didn't have the legs to do that. But I still stand by my statement of the fact that the way he was getting beat down and knocked down, he could have quit at any moment in time. He did show heart, even though nothing Shazar just said was incorrect. I'll put it that way.
There you go, man. And by
and
the
I'm
way,
not trying to build up Devin Haney. I don't like Devin Haney. But when a fighter shows heart when they're getting beat down like that and they don't quit, you got to give a little bit of props when the guy's he's risking his life. He actually shows the fact that he doesn't want to lose. But I don't respect Haney. I don't like Haney, but that's what he did tonight. He took a man-sized beating, but he took it like a man.
You know what? That's a good, we could have a discussion back and forth here. I just want to say, man, that to your point and or to piggyback off of that, I think Ryan Garcia deserves a little credit himself too. Shout out to, who was it here? Hold on a second real quick. Neo in the Discord for posting this picture here. It appears that Ryan Garcia has that dog. People always talk about that dog. Well, hey, apparently Ryan Garcia has it, man.
It is.
We'll be talking more about that dog in the next show.
That's right.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm moving different. I'm a dog.
Damn.
That's Ryan Garcia calling in right now. Look at that. All right. By the way, also, the memes are coming in too. This picture here says it all. I thought it was over, man. When he laid him out like this, I said, oh boy, he probably ain't getting up from that one. And then there's this picture here. I don't know who. I think that's AI here, but
that's stupid, man.
The internet, man.
That's so stupid, man.
these people, man, they're ruthless. What can I say? All right, don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. It really helps us out. Let me see if I missed any super chats here. It's going by quickly, man. Yeah, okay, everything's okay here for the moment. Okay, guys, don't forget to hit the like. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 210. 210, you're on the air. 210, what's on your mind? 210, you're on the air. Going once. Going twice. 210. All right, you're going to have to call back next time. I mean, in a couple of minutes later, man, when we get back to you. All right, let's go to 504. 504, you're in the air. 504, what's on your mind?
What's going on, Coach Day? Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you, man. What's up?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, man, I feel like, man, what a fight. I feel like, I don't know what you guys think, but I don't know. I feel like with the odds and everything, this could have been fight of the year. I feel like this is very similar to what happened to Teofimo Lopez.
when he fought Kambosos, where he thought that, you know, he kind of got wrapped up in thinking that, oh man, this is just going to be too easy. And he got away from being a serious fighter with a serious game plan. And he just came in there trying to, you know, rush down Kambosos, and he got dropped, remember? And then the whole fight went, you know, south from there. He got away from his game plan. Like, Devin is a master, you know, distance controller, you know? And he usually is fighting, especially when he's fighting somebody with power, he's fighting on that back foot, right? And he's letting them come to him type of thing, pumping that jab and then scooting back. And then if they get too close, grab them. And then we're going back to jabbing and scooting back. And, you know, that's what Devin's game is. And then all of a sudden you see this fight. Now he's a front foot fighter, and he's standing in the pocket and trying to knock Ryan out. It's like, why would you do that? I thought there was no way Ryan was going to win this fight, because I thought that Devin wouldn't even risk, right, letting Ryan get in range to land that left for real. But you could see, like, from the beginning bell, he's coming to the center of the ring. He's going on the front foot, attacking Ryan, and it's like, that's not Devin Haney's game. Devin, you don't even have any knockouts. Like, why would you do that? You know, and it showed. It showed, and I feel like Ryan got in his head with all the antics and the social media, and he said in the little press conference, he was like, I don't even think Ryan's taking this fight seriously. So I feel like it got in his head, and he was like, I'm not going to let Ryan disrespect me, disrespect boxing, like with all the drinking and all this stuff. I'm going to knock him out. Like, I'm going to show him, like, it's levels to this type of thing. And it messed him up, because that is not his style. It's not his game plan. He should have never been that close to Ryan, standing in the pocket, just standing in front of Ryan Garcia. What are you doing? You know, and boom, I don't think Ryan was faking at all. I think he's genuine in everything he was doing, and I think Devin just gave it to him on a platter, like, with the game plan. That was retarded.
But maybe Haney just isn't that good a boxer, or maybe Garcia has better long-range skills than people give him credit for. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the fight, man, but it was certainly a surprise to a lot of people, that's for sure. Anything else you want to say, caller, before we move on?
Yeah. I just want to ask you, like, do you think, you know, when you watch Devin fight, does he come across as a front foot aggressive going forward fighter? Or would it be more he's like defensive, fencing, back foot with the jab, that type of stuff?
It depends on who he fights, because he tried to fight like that against Loma at times until Loma would stun him and then hit Goba on the back foot by force, not by choice. So he has his moments when he wants to try and prove. He's always wanted to try and prove that he can punch, ever since the Linares fight. And so you can goad him into that, and that's what Ryan did. And to be honest with you, Ryan had a 2-inch reach advantage. Yeah. So how far back is Haney going to have to stay out of range of that hook? If he steps into land anything outside of the jab, he's gonna be in range.
That's right. That's a good point.
Right. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to finish up and then let you have the last word. But so I've said this on the air. You have power thrills, speed kills, but timing rules overall. Ryan had timing. Ryan had Devin's timing. Devin had speed, but Ryan could time him, and that's why he won the fight.
Yeah, I just never seen Devin stand in front of, especially when he fights people with power. Like when he fought Prograis, he made Prograis reach at him all night. Now, Ryan is faster than Prograis. Ryan has better feet than Prograis, but he made Prograis reach at him all night. Prograis was never able to,
also shorter,
catch him. You know? Well, okay, true. But still, for this, Devin wasn't even trying to make Ryan catch him. Devin was standing right in front of Ryan, like right in front of the safe, like, you know, hit me. So I just feel like if he rematched Ryan, he would definitely go more of a Prograis type of situation where he'd be scooting back, you know, kind of making Ryan overextend and reach, and then trying to counter off of that rather than just standing in front of the pocket and trying to prove he can knock him out or prove something.
I think you make valid points, but the key here is I think the timing with the reach. Prograis didn't have that, so he had to reach in. If he was going to hit him at all, he had to reach in. Ryan didn't have to do that. Ryan was the one with the reach that had to make Devin reach in to land his punches because he had the reach advantage. And when he stepped in, he timed him. When he stepped in with the jab, Devin would drop his hand. Ryan timed him, and that's what happened.
I hear you.
That's a good.
All right. Well, listen. Caller, thank you. We got to move on here, but thank you for your call and call back next time, all right? We'll talk more about this on the next episode in a couple of hours. Take it easy out there.
I appreciate it. Y'all be easy.
Thank you. Hey, by the way, real quick, man, you know what? Forget the rematch between Haney and Garcia. Now Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, no rematch, no rehydration clause, no catchweight, 140, the way Garcia won it in the first place.
Tank won't do it.
Let's do it. Let's see it, man. Because, listen, people were saying Gonzalo and Recognize and Bucho and myself were crazy for picking Ryan Garcia. And by the way, I never picked Ryan Garcia to beat him, demolish him. I just said, hey, maybe I think he can keep him at the end of his shots because Tank Davis is not a volume puncher. He's a guy that dances around the ring, and I expected him to do that in the Garcia fight. And I think Garcia could tap him to a decision. But he couldn't. Now let's see what happens in a rematch. You never know. The fight would certainly be bigger now than it was the first time, because now Garcia has something on the table to negotiate with. Fellas, don't forget to hit the like. It really helps us out. Let's go on a phone call here. Let's go to 713. 713, you're on the air. 713, what's on your mind?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, 713. What's
Hello?
up?
Yeah, I'm from Houston. I go by Greg Terrible. Anyway, I try to go to local spots and catch a fight, but it was packed. I mean, it was seriously packed.
Whoa!
I didn't like Ryan's. I ended up buying it on the Zone anyway. I didn't like Ryan's antics leading up to the fight. It might be that the whole promotion went off his. He had to lead the promotion, a big part of it. I think nobody really took him seriously. And then I went to the gym, and they thought he was crazy. He might be able to put it aside and come to fight night, put it together to fight his opponent. But I thought, as a matter of fact, I think Devin's a more of a complete fighter. He just can't. He doesn't have the high knockout ratio, power, KO power. But it was a surprise. I don't know if Ryan's antics was also trying to convince the Vegas odds makers to bet against him, and maybe he did put a lot of money on himself and cashed out because he paid that $1.5 million to Haney. But it was a great win. It was a good win for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's all you.
It was a good win for Ryan. Maybe he has what it takes to be the undisputed 140-pound champion. The only person I think posing a threat is Tio. But then again, if Tio doesn't come in with his right mindset, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose bad. So I was noticing throughout the fight, Derek James was instructing Ryan on what to do way better than Errol Spence when he fought with Crawford. So maybe they had, now supposedly Errol is getting sued by Derek. Maybe it was already foreshadowed that they were going to lose because he wasn't paying him right. And then he just, do what you want. I'm just going to sit back, collect or not collect. He just went scorched earth on Errol. I don't want to say that, but I just said it though. But man, thank you for having me on the show, man. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Okay. So you went to a bar and you said it was packed. Is it a bar that normally shows boxing or?
Yes. I went to 3 and then I just went home and said, "Screw this! I'm going home and buy it."
You're lucky, man. Over here in Canada, there was only one in Montreal. There was only one fight bar, and it got closed because of the pandemic. It's been open since the late '80s. So many memories in that bar gone because of the fucking... Anyway, whatever. We're not getting into it. But thank you for your call there. Thank you for your call, man. And call back next time, right, man? Take it easy out there.
All right, man. Take it easy. Bye.
All right. Yeah, interesting that over there in Houston, it seems to be a fight city for the moment still. Don't forget
I was talking to Jimmy real quick on one of the other things tonight, and he's like, Derek James better really sink his hooks into this kid because that's his future. Because Spence is spent. AJ and him parted ways, whether he got fired or not. I have no clue, but they're not together anymore. And the Charlo brothers are not going to amount to much more for the rest of their lives. So for Derek James to keep making a living as a boxing trainer, he needs to sink his hooks into Ryan and really try to say, okay, we've had a few fights. Now we got to get in the gym and do some work. because that's his future.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Jimmy said that this time, what's his name, Derek James actually ended up playing a key role in the victory. So I'm going to rewatch the fight tomorrow if I have the chance before we go back on the air. Get a little bit more of a grip around what just happened. By the way, in the meantime, shout out to Starboy5 for his contribution with the super chat. He says Haney is hands down a world-renowned hip puncher. Absolutely, we talked about that. Jimmy pointed out too before the Loma fight, and it's one of the reasons why his punching power, although he's got quick hands and can drop guys if he really feels like it, nevertheless lacks that one-punch knockout power some of these other boys have. Shout out to Starboy5 for his contribution, and shout out to LL for his contribution with the super chat as well. He says, Haney always ducks into the same place. Islam lost. I think Sergio Mora pointed it out too. Not the Islam part, but the first part of that statement, that Haney's always ducking towards his right. And it's true. He did it against Cambosos. He did it against Linares. And this time he was fighting a guy who, even if he was tapping him on the temple, was shaking him up with his punches. So gotta correct those things if there ever is a rematch. All right, fellas, let's go to another phone call here. Don't forget to hit the like. It really helps us out. Let's go to 760. You're on the air. 760. What's on your mind?
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's up?
Yes, sir. Just a moment of silence for the LBC tonight.
Oh,
they just lost one of their hopes. Don't be surprised if they hop on that Tank and Shakur train now. They were divided, but now they got two top picks. But as for the fight, I couldn't be more happy. I was hoping T.O. or Loma would get the job done, but they robbed Loma, unfortunately. But, hey, I'll settle for this. It is what it is. Karma. Karma's a fucking bitch.
You know what,
as for Ryan, sorry.
You know what, man? You're actually making me think here. It's 2 a.m. here, so my brain's actually going to other places as I fight to stay away from the dream realm. You're making me think that if he would have beaten Lomachenko, if he would have lost to Lomachenko and it would have been a legitimate loss, he might have gone another route instead of losing to Garcia, which is somewhat worse. Or do you think it would have been worse if he would have lost to the smaller Lomachenko officially?
No, I was hoping Loma would beat him to expose this bum. I said it was worse that Ryan had to do it because I was hoping Loma would get the job done, but they robbed him, unfortunately. Is what I'm saying. I wanted this bum to lose because he's a bum.
Well, I mean,
I've been saying ever since he went the distance with Gamboa, I knew he was a bum. He's got pills for fists. He's just ass.
There you go, man. I mean, he was overrated, that's for sure. And we'll see. Hey, maybe he redeems himself if there is a rematch. We'll see, man.
Maybe. I don't want to write him off because Ryan is... I've heard someone describe him, and it's accurate. He's got all the physical abilities, but he's like Oscar De La Hoya if he was retarded.
yeah,
like,
he was...
like, that's the best way to describe him.
Yeah, that's
because
a good point.
Derek James was just about having a fucking aneurysm in the corner telling him, use your jab to set up your hook. That's how he caught him the first time, and I think the second time was the jab and then the hook. But then after you catch him, he just go doing that American ass style. You know what I mean? That awful shoulder roll. I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, both guys
hurt
were.
my eyes watching whatever.
Garcia with the bussy roll and Haney with the clinching. And by the way, well, anything else you want to say, Cole, before we move on?
I just hope they take his bum ass off the pound for pound list. Fuck Haney. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your call, man. Take it easy out there. All right, yeah, man. I mean, that's.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, man. All right, yeah, that's an interesting point right there from the caller about the pound for pound list. I've been saying that. By the way, a communique that I just received here via the Discord from Shazar. He says, Ryan Garcia says, he's heard through the grapevine that Devin Haney has a broken jaw, allegedly. Name of the game, I suppose, he says. Very pragmatic right there. And I think he did have a fractured jaw because, well, you can't really see it in this pic, but you can see a substantial amount of swelling on the left side, his left side. And I think he got cracked on that one. Again, that the cheek doesn't get broken, but there can be a hairline fracture or something along those lines, which causes. I remember Paulie Malignaggi had that when he fought Cotto back in 2006, if I remember correctly. Let's go to our phone call here, fellas. We still have a long way to go here before the night is done. Jeez Louise, let's go to 562. 562, you're in the air. 562, what's in your mind?
Salute, BDA. Thank
Frank?
you for coming on at this late night. I'm hearing all these FBI's coping. I heard that other guy, Haney didn't fight his fight. There's going to be a lot of coping, a lot of glove gate. It's going to be the weight, a lot of excuses. To me, this is the biggest upset of our era right now. You know, I heard somebody say AJ and Ruiz was the biggest upset, but nobody considered AJ a pound for pound. What do you think about that?
Who pound for pound? What?
I'm saying this is the biggest upset of our era right now. So far, maybe people have said that AJ and Ruiz upsetting AJ was the biggest upset. But nobody considered AJ pound for pound.
That's a great point, Frank. That's a great point. I was about to say that. You're right, man. You're right. Yeah. I think you got a good argument right there, man.
And the other thing, I did say that I thought Garcia was capping. I thought it was an act. And one thing that people have mistaken is that, this is the first time that Devin Haney had faced somebody equal or bigger as far as speed and strength. And, we had always said, we never seen that in Haney. They always say the most skills, more ring IQ. A lot of these YouTube channels, they do these breakdowns, and they always try to justify the clinching and the holding. And, that's not fighting. Ryan Garcia made it a fight, and I heard that shot. They're saying he broke his orbital bone. I heard the crack. People I was watching with had heard it too, and it was over from there. But what a great win! I think is good for boxing. I had said that also. I think Haney losing would be great for boxing, and we're going to see a lot more better fights. So that's my take, BDA.
All right, shout out to Frank, man. Thank you for your call. We'll be holding another show later on in a couple of hours, about the afternoon. So if you want to call right back, and don't forget to check out Frank Bay's channel. It's a good channel. Open lines for everybody. Open panel.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for your call, Frank. Take it easy out there.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye, man. Yeah, that's boxing with Frank Bay right there. And by the way, I want to real quick, guys. If you're on the panel here, still here. Again, more memes incoming. There's this meme that somebody just posted. Is that let me tell you, if there is a rematch, that's probably a picture that Ryan Garcia is going to use, because he brought up the whole P. Diddy party and all that, the party. So this one, he's going to have a field day with this one. Whoever fights Haney in the future, if they come up with, if they bring that image up. Also, there's a video here from Eli Segback, who hates the Haneys, because he's been on the Tank Davis train, and this is the Haneys walking away. Hold on a second. Why isn't it playing? There you go. You can see Devin Haney looking like one of the vampires from Blade 2, when they had the hoodies on and the glasses, evidently trying to hide the facial damage that he incurred. He's looking... I don't know. We were talking about this before. I wanna talk about this more later on, man, in the next episode, about the O. Because, like I was saying earlier on another show, these American fighters, especially boring American fighters who lose their O, that's the way they promote them. They promote them around their O, the undefeated record, because that's all they can really do. Because other than that, their performances are less than scintillating or exciting. So it's always about, the fights are boring, but that's because they're so good. Well, now is this gonna hurt them now? Because he's got that loss. A lot of these modern American fighters, they can't take it. So we'll see how he reacts to that. Let's go to our phone call here. Don't forget to hit the like. It really helps us out. Let's go to 857. 857, you're on the air. 857, what's in your mind?
What's going on, BJ? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but there's some crackling in the background. So if there's some crackling in the background, so please make your point, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm on speakerphone. Hold on. Get off this.
Yeah, get off of it, please.
Can you hear me better?
A little bit. Go ahead, please.
So I want to know where you guys put Devin Haney on the doggo meter now.
Hey, you know what? That's a good point.
I think like Recognize said, man, he does fight back, so you got to give him on the doggo meter, but I don't think he has a chin. I think that's the problem.
He doesn't have a chin.
Well, I'm giving him
I agree.
50%.
He doesn't have a.
What was the question?
Where do you put Haney on the doggo meter?
Oh, there's no dog in that.
Listen, there's some weird crackling there from your end, caller. So we'll keep this call brief. I'll tell you, I'll give him a 5 because he did get up from those knockdowns. He did fight on with what appears to be a fractured cheekbone.
Hold on. I got another question though.
Sure.
The landscape of 140 right now. I feel like no one's talking about so Haney's belts may come vacant, right? Do you guys think Ryan Garcia is gonna get a vacant title shot, or like what do you think is gonna happen with the WBC belt now?
Well, if he can make the weight, he'll probably go after one of those belts, especially since he's gonna go back to being a draw that he was on his way to becoming before the Tank Davis fight. So yeah, I think they're gonna give him that, man. But listen, man, you got a lot of background noise there, man. It's kind of hard to listen to you. So if you could fix that and call back later, man, we'll take back your call later on, all right, man? Take it easy out there.
All right, one more question. One
more, man. Let's go.
One more question. I've been waiting for an hour.
Yeah, you're right. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Do you guys think Ryan Garcia can compete with any of these other guys at 140? Do you think like Ryan Garcia versus Matias? Do you think he can fuck with Tio? Do you think even Pitbull? I don't think Ryan can bang with those guys.
You don't think so?
I think Derek James has got more work to do in order for that to happen. He's got physical tools to be able to do it, but he's going to have to fine-tune and refine a lot of stuff first.
He just beat a boxer.
Not making weight, huh?
Yeah, man. I don't know. Well, listen.
He really blew it not making that weight. Like, he should be the champion, but he blew it not making that weight.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, he got the win. Oh, there's the Geiger counter there in the background. Yeah. But hold on. All right, listen. Hold on. We'll answer your question off the air, all right, man? We'll let you listen to your...
That's his biggest attribute. He can fuck...
All right, caller. He's getting obscene here. Call back next time, right, man? Because I can't hear you properly. All right. Had to get off of there. Hold on, Gonzalo. We got delay here. So go ahead now, Gonzalo, and then we got to get back to these calls here. All right, Gonzalo's muted now.
No, so I think the correct word that he mentioned. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. No, man. No. Sorry, Gonz.
Have the opportunity to land his shots and that power.
Sorry, Gonzalo. You're breaking up some badly, and then there's a huge delay. By the time I tell you have a bad connection, it's 5 seconds past. I got to get back to these phone calls here, fellas. Now I'm starting to lose it here because of the time constraints. Fellas, thank you for your calls here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Thank you for your calls. What am I talking about? We still got a long way to go. Hit the like, please. Hit the like. Really helps us out. All right. I feel like Devin Haney in the 5th round when he got dropped or whatever round it was. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 347. 347, you're on the air. 347, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's NPR.
What's up, NPR?
Hey, man. So, what was that fight with that he had against Duarte or whatever his name is, where he started doing the Philly shoulder roll? Ryan?
Yeah, I guess Duarte. Yeah.
Duarte, right. I had called at that time and I said, it's goofy, but it's effective. It worked for some strange reason. And it slowed down the action, slowed down the offense that Haney was trying to put forward tonight. And it's still goofy. He still overcommits to it and all that stuff, but it actually freaking worked. And it was kind of giving, what's his name, a taste of his own medicine. Because he would grab him around the head at that juncture and everything. How many knockdowns did you guys count? I counted 4. Because there was one where his glove Haney's glove hit the ground. You counted 5? There was one that was waved off, and I think that was 4.
There were 2 times.
Say it again.
That, if I remember, serves that he got hit, that he was leaning forward and his knees and gloves touched the ground before an official knockdown. Yeah, it may have only been 1. I thought there was 2. So, and then he was knocked 3 times. If memory. 3 times, if memory.
Yeah, I got 4. It was 5. I mean, it was, to me. It was like I was waiting for the end of the fight to see how badly they robbed Ryan, which I think beer bottles would have flown at that juncture. Because the whole crowd knew who won that fight. Everybody knew who won that fight. And even though it was in Brooklyn, and Ryan's not a Brooklyn guy, it was a Haney crowd to begin with. But at some juncture, Ryan turned the crowd in his favor, and they started screaming, "Ryan, Ryan!" And the way I looked at it, I was like, okay, let's see how badly they're going to rob him. And one of the judges definitely robbed him. The other 2 were too close in my estimation. It was way too close. It was ridiculous. But the right guy definitely won that fight. What did I write down here? Okay, there's 0 chance, I think, that Haney takes a rematch against Ryan. He'll just lose again. He'll just lose that fight again. And what else did I write down here? Where does Haney go from here? Because Matias will beat the crap out of Haney. I mean, I have Matias beating the tar out of him. I didn't even pick Haney to win. I didn't pick Ryan to win at all. I picked, I wrote it down. I said universal grab and jab decision. And there's one other thing. It was this. It was like, how embarrassing was it for Haney to get beaten by a guy who has no jab? How many rights of Ryan made it in? And they were just lead rights. How many lead rights of Ryan made it into Haney's face? And I was, believe me, I didn't even think Ryan had that punch at all. I think I criticized BDA. I said, hey, he doesn't have a right hand. Well, he does have a right hand, but it's set up by nothing. And you're talking about a guy in Haney who said, some commenter said that he had the best jab in the game, right? He's known for his jab. It's so sophisticated. And how embarrassing is it that he got beat by a guy who has 0 jab? I mean, what do you guys think of that?
Well, first of all, I remember your call last time and saying how Ryan was doing some stuff that was weird, like you just stated before, but that you saw improvements and they were coming in baby steps. And some of those improvements showed tonight on his timing and everything. And again, so I remember your call from that. As far as Ryan would throw a jab occasionally. It was a rangefinder to try and step in, or he measured a lot with it to try and keep. But when he measured, he didn't use it right. Usually when you measure, you wait for the other guy to feint so that you can react to the feint, and then you get your chance to try and throw. Ryan did not use that well at all, even though it's also illegal. But he did no real jab. The right hand was more effective than we thought. Neither guy hit the body enough to really make it effective. I mean, Ryan did throw body shots and flurries, but he never really worked it. Had he done so, he might have actually dropped Haney more times than that. Like I said, I thought I counted 5 knockdowns, but it might have only been 4. It was Devin got hit, wrapped up, and then tripped forward. His knee and his glove hit the ground, and it started from a punch. So referee's discretion to call that, but I thought it was a knockdown.
All right.
I thought at least there was one more besides the 3 that they gave him. I was like, that's another knockdown. And a guy I was watching a fight with goes, what the hell's going on? He's not a boxing fan, and he goes, what's going on? You know, I mean, like he's seeing that, and he saw what he saw, and I go, yeah, I know, they're trying to rob him. And I thought they were trying to rob him, man. And even the announcement of the ring, the guy that scores along with the fight came up, and nobody said. I had somewhere after the 11th round, I said, well, Haney needs a knockout to win, and this guy had it even or something like that, you know. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're trying to rob this guy again, and it was amazing that he needed all those knockdowns and to break the guy's face in order to get the win, you know, and the whole crowd on his side, you know. So it's boxing, and I feel it's getting worse and worse and worse as far as these decisions go. Even though the right guy won tonight, it shouldn't have been a split decision. I mean, it shouldn't have been even close.
Well, listen, I mean, there was a lot of, hold on real quick because we got to move on here, but there was a lot of inactivity from Ryan Garcia too, so I understand why they made it so close. But listen, NPR guy, we got to move on, man. We're being inundated with calls here, so thank you we'll do another show later on, man, later on in the day. So thank you for your call, and call back next time.
All right, later,
Take it easy, man. Thank you for your call, man. Go ahead, Recognize. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say shit. I might have lost my train of thought. I think it has something to do with NPR saying that he has scored another knockdown. I agree with him on that. I think I saw one more knockdown that the referee did not call, and the scorecard was a little too close. One judge had it a draw, which I don't understand how you could come with that. But yeah, I think even the ones that he won were a little too close. At least one of them were.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to rewatch the fight. I'll rewatch the fight later on. By the way, Butch, if you're listening, check your messages there that I'm trying to send you. Got a lot of things going here. Also, I think the crackling from the phone calls is from my end. I think the Block Talk, which is the software we use for that, is it's only doing that. It's only doing that for certain calls, but we'll see with the next one. So we got to get back to the calls here. A lot of people calling in. Let's go to 850. 850, you're on the air. 850. What's on your mind? See, no crackling.
Hey, first off, real quick, there was a lot of dropping from Haney. I counted like 7, but whoa. I know that a lot of it was slips. But anyway, my question for you guys is, at the post-fight conference, Ryan said that he was drinking and smoking weed and everything the whole time instead of training. Do you guys think that's true? Can somebody like drink and smoke weed and then go into a fight and still be at the level that he was at?
Maybe smoking weed. I could see that. I could see maybe smoking weed. I don't know how, when he says drinking, I mean, did he mean like he had like a drink every night? I mean, I don't see that killing him. He's a young dude.
Yeah.
You gotta understand. Okay, he's a way better athlete than a guy like Devin Haney. And what I mean is, he's got these fast muscle twitch. He got the fast twitch muscles, right? They're a lot faster than Devin Haney. He's more of he's a faster guy. Like he just has faster movement. And I know one caller was saying, I think NPR was saying that he doesn't think he uses the jab that much. He doesn't use it traditionally. He kind of uses it as like it's like a distraction, in other words. And that's because he's such a fast guy that even, let's say, if he was smoking and drinking, if he's not getting blasted, it's just like something to take the edge off. And he's 25 years old, so he could probably do that, where it's not going to affect his performance, except in spots. I thought that he did. BDA said that maybe the reason why the refs had it, the judges had it closer, but and the fight was because there was a lot of times Garcia was taking time off in the rounds. But I think he was just doing that because he wanted. I think part of it could be his training wasn't as good as it should be, but also he knew that he could hurt Haney, and Haney was holding a lot. So in other words, he was like, "Look, I'm not gonna let this guy drain me." He played a little bit of a mind game with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like a chess match. I'm not gonna let him drain me. I'm gonna wait till like he stops, for that moment, stops holding, and I'm gonna continue hitting him with my big shots, especially that lead left. Setting it up with like these little throwaway jabs, and then turning them into a hook. And I think that's basically his game plan.
Yeah,
And that fight should have been.
I
That should
kind
have
of
fight.
think
That
that he
fight
was
should have been
bullshitting
stopped,
the
bro.
whole time, man. I think even after post conference, I think he's setting up for the next fight to trick the next fighter. There's no freaking way anybody could be drunk and smoking or drinking and go and maintain the conditioning for a fight at that caliber. There's no way. There's no way at.
That's why I say,
They take a month to train, right?
Hold on, this is
Go
why I
ahead.
say if he did do that, I don't think he ever got blasted drunk. You get what I'm saying? It was one of those I'll have a drink or two and a smoke or two. You know what I'm saying? Not like somebody who gets high every day and drinks every day. Not that type. It was
Yeah,
just something
well,
like to take the edge off.
I mean, yeah, I think he was also BSing, man. I think that the whole thing it turned out to be a bit of a smoke and mirrors show. The whole build up to the fight. Well, listen, caller, man, we got to move on here, but thank you for your call and call back next time, all right, man? Take it easy out there.
Yep.
All right, thank you for your call. All right, don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Really helps us out. Let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 925. 925, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
What it do, BDA?
What's up, 925?
Hey, man, what a fucking fight, bro. That was a good fight. Ryan definitely pulled the upset. I didn't expect that. I definitely thought Haney was going to win by decision, but fuck, Ryan pulled it off. And I'm kind of glad he pulled it off because a lot of people were calling him out, saying he's on drugs, he's crazy, he's this, he's that, he's drinking, he's smoking. I mean, he was selling the fight. You know what I mean? He was selling the fight. He was doing what he does, and he definitely pulled the upset, and he whooped Haney's ass. And fuck, he deserved it. He definitely deserved it. A lot of people caught.
Yeah, you're right. That the antics from his father too were really rubbing people the wrong way. Where do you want to see Ryan Garcia go next from here?
I mean, he's definitely the A side. He's popular, so he can fight anybody he wants. I could see him fighting Pitbull, Matias. Yeah, possibly a Tank rematch, but he's definitely doing his thing, And like I said, I'm glad he won because he deserved it. A lot of people called him out. A lot of people say he wasn't going to win, that he's nobody, that if Haney beats him, that Haney shouldn't get credit. And I don't think that's right because Garcia is truly a good fighter, and he showed it today. He definitely showed it. He came out with the Vicente Fernandez, and that gave him the Mexican blood in him. He did his thing.
You just said the name, Vicente
You know what
Fernandez.
I mean?
You just said the name, Vicente Fernandez, and it pumped me up. So now imagine what the music does to you. You're right, man. It is. Who needs alcohol when you get that music? You're absolutely right, caller. Anything else you want to say? Anything else man, before we move on?
He's seen that Canelo comes out with it all the time. So he said, you know what? I got to step it up. I need some Vicente Fernandez in my life. So he stepped it up, and he won. So I think he definitely got to bang a few more porn stars and drink some more beer in the weigh-ins, and he'll definitely be a superstar and be a champion.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a good formula to have, man. All right, well, listen, caller, thank you for your call.
Right.
Call back next time, right, man? Take it easy out there.
What up, pues? Take it easy. Later.
You too, man. All right, don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. It really helps us out. Let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 336. 336, you're on the air. 336, what's on your mind?
Dude, I fucking hung up on myself by accident, like waiting for 40 minutes. But anyways, I want to talk about some things. So I was with Sobers, and we were saying, if Ryan showed up, he could really win. And it was weird. You know what's interesting? A lot of people seem to forget this, and no caller talked about it. But I'm pretty sure almost everyone that, like a couple years back, they had Ryan Garcia, the one that beat Campbell. We all had him beating Haney off that performance, and it seemed like he had regressed. He didn't take boxing seriously. And then he took a horrible rehydration clause against Tank where he was a shell of himself. But the Ryan that beat Campbell showed up, and it was just a bigger version of him. And I really believed he could beat Haney. I'm glad he did. I'm glad that I was like just so fucking wrong, because I thought he was just going to throw the fight and take a dive for Haney. So I'm very, very happy about that. But there's two things that is, Haney's always been a bum for. And one is he's not a good combination puncher. He can only throw 2 shots at a time. Even if you don't have, Paulie Malignaggi is one of those guys where he knew he didn't have power, so he had to let his hands go in combination to keep these guys honest and to keep them from setting their feet and getting their lead off. And that's what made him a pretty decent fucking fighter, having good wins over Juan Diaz and shit like that in the back end of his career. But the thing is, with Haney, there's no such thing. And also, other things, the Jojo Diaz fight was way closer than the Haney Dick Washers wanted to say. It's like a 7-5 kind of Haney fight, maybe 8-4. Linares, that was shot to pieces. And, the Loma, both those guys that were past their prime, had great success throwing in combination. And Haney, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to have the head movement to avoid 4, 5, 6 shots at a time. Whenever Ryan was loading up, after he clipped him in the first rounds, to the first 4 rounds when Haney was getting set and he was having a good rhythm, Ryan wasn't letting his hands go. He was loading up too much. But, I guess he adjusted with Derek in the corner, and they just started to swarm him, let his hands go. And Haney has no answer for these combination punchers. Even the smaller guys that are shorter than him, that have a shorter reach, were still lighting that fucking dude up. Now you got a naturally hard-punching welterweight, which I think Ryan Garcia is at this point. He can't make 140. Fighting, Haney's also a natural welterweight, and Haney's always been a bit chinny. And when you have a guy that can punch, 4, 5, 6 at a time, he's very accurate with fast hands. Haney has no answer, and he can't counterpunch guys throwing 4 or 5 at a time. It's only the guys, he can only counterpunch guys that are loading up on 1 or 2 punches or slip these. His defense is extremely overrated. Basically what I'm getting at, what are you getting at? Him being a master at distance is bullshit. It's total bullshit. And it's been shown throughout his entire career. And the first time he fought a really good fighter, Ryan Garcia is borderline great. I have him in my top 15 pound for pound after that win. If he beats Tio, he solidifies himself as a legitimately great fighter, but I don't think he can even make the weight. But let's just say he beats him. He's a legit great top 10 pound for pound fighter. But the thing is with Ryan, with Haney, when he fought a guy the first time in his career that was his size, in his prime, that could throw in combination, he got exposed because Ryan showed up to win. I just didn't think he'd come to win the fight. And he duped me. He duped a lot of us. So I'm very happy.
I mean, I wish you would have kept. I wish you would have kept this. I wish you would have kept this energy when you were on Silver's Discord saying Mexicans are gonna be crying. It's gonna be a sad day for me. I don't understand why you always gotta make it about. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Dora, calm down. Dora, calm down. Dora, nobody can hear you because I'm talking over you. Nobody can hear you. Calm down.
Nobody can hear you.
Hold on. I let you talk. Let me finish my piece. I never come here I never come here and start making it about Mexico versus this and America versus that. I do point out that certain stereotypes from Mexico, from America and other countries, but I never make it about Mexico versus this and that. You're one of the only ones that does it. So now all of a sudden you're starting to save face. But I guess, hey, listen, if you're walking it back, if you're walking it back, I accept the walking back.
I'm happy he won the fight. I don't like Haney. You're going to say that Barbosa won the fight? You're going to celebrate that?
Who said that? No, absolutely no. What are you talking about?
That's what I was talking about for, man.
No, you said it was. You made it about. You're missing the point. You made it about nationality. You said the Mexicans were gonna cry. Mexico this, Mexico that, and now you're. Okay, I'm giving you a chance to walk it back. I'm giving you a chance to walk it back.
A lot of these fighters in that server live vicariously through Raza. They're not even the ones fighting.
Walk it back.
Just walk it back. Yeah, just walk it back.
Just walk it back. That's all you gotta do.
Okay, yeah. I really did. I said Raza won tonight after Ryan Garcia lynched that bum.
Come on. Now you gotta go after. Come on.
All right, there you go.
You were almost there. And then you.
I did.
Hey,
I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong.
I got one thing to say to Dora. You see, this is what happens when you believe in God.
Oh.
Yeah, right. God did. God did. No, that's just.
God did
But
it.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
God
You got him
did
that's
it.
why I was
fumbling.
getting my
God
call
did
with.
You
it.
Hold on.
you got him
Yeah,
fumbling.
My
we're not doing that
report
Recognize.
to
tonight.
you,
We're not doing that tonight.
oh,
Not doing that tonight.
You got him fumbling. Recognize.
yeah, God won tonight. God won tonight.
Let me just
Allah is the
reiterate:
ultimate planner,
Blessed
guys.
is the
Allah
man
is the
who
ultimate planner.
blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love Him. All right, Dora, I'll give you the last word because we got to. Dora, I'll give you the last word because we got to move on.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I don't know if the rematch is going to happen right away. I think Garcia is going to move up to welterweight. I don't think he can make 140 anymore. That the fight with Tank's never going to happen. Tank blatantly said that he had to handicap Ryan Garcia, who was inactive, by the way, kind of throughout that point in his career. So
That's true.
feel comfortable fighting. So that fight will never happen. So we're going to have to get that's just not going to happen. Tank's going to duck that fight. And I kind of want to see maybe Ryan Garcia versus Boots. I think that's a great fight.
Whoa.
I've always said Boots would knock out Haney in 4 rounds. I think that's a great fight that needs to happen if Ryan can't make 140. I don't really care what happens or what Haney does next. He's an Amaro bum, and he got exposed. He was never a pound-for-pound fighter.
All right. Well, listen, we got to move on here, Dora. But thank you for your call and the call back next episode, right? Take it easy out there.
I like how you emphasize on the bum. He's a bum.
I'll tell
All
you
right, we
what,
got to move on here.
he hit the nail on the head on something though. Is that Haney's defense, quote unquote? He blocks some stuff with his gloves, but it's usually his feet that get him in or out of trouble. Mostly out of trouble. There really isn't head movement, especially against multiple. And I'm just repeating what Dora already said, but Dora's right. When it comes time to trying to slip one shot at a time, Haney might be effective. You throw a combination, and the second, third punch is there, he like freezes. He doesn't know what to do. He can't move his head. He'll either tie up or he'll go into a shell. One of the two. And then hopefully you use his feet if he doesn't have to tie up. But he doesn't move his head. He does not move his head much at all.
That's right. Well, it's another caller. Another caller said the same thing. He only dips to his right. That's his go-to move. That's his safe space. That's what I call it. Fellas, we got to take a couple more calls, and then we're almost to the finish line. It's 3 a.m. over here. Let's go to 516. 516, you're on the air. 516, what's on your mind? 516, man, you're on the air. I can hear you there in the background. Don't leave me hanging, man. 516. 516.
Come on, Long Island.
Is this me?
Yes, that's you. 516. That's you.
All right, new number. My bad. I don't got a soliloquy for you guys. I just want to ask one question. When are we going to give Ryan his respect? I think at 140 he smokes Javante.
Whoa.
I think Ryan Garcia smokes Javante Davis at 140. When are we going to give him the respect as one of the best in the fighting game? I just want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for accepting the call.
Thank you, thank you. Well, before we answer that, I just want to put up the quote here from Tank Davis. This is what he said before the Ryan Garcia fight in regards to the weight class and the catch weight. It's just making sure everything's fair. You know what I mean? I know that Ryan Garcia is a bigger fighter. He already has the advantage of the height, the size, the arm length, like everything. He has the most advantage. So I'm just making it a little fair. Everyone's done it before. It's part of boxing. So in other words, he's saying that because everyone does it, which by the way, it's not everyone does it, it's only a couple of fighters. In hindsight, he was certainly warranted in his worries. Because Ryan Garcia, as you can see here...
What he was saying, BDA?
Was that?
What he was really saying is, I can't fight this guy at his best. He'll kill me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just the way it seems like to me, man. That's the way it sounds like to me. So hopefully that answered the caller's question. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 317. 317, you're on the air. 317, what's on your mind? 317. Go ahead, man. Don't leave us hanging now. 317.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, man.
My fault. Basically, I just wanted to say is Devin Haney's terrible. He's trash.
No.
I actually just started to get into boxing. I'm 17, so I've been watching boxing matches lately. And from the moment I started watching boxing, I had a grudge against this man. I feel like Ryan Garcia was the better man. I also thought that when I watched the fight, I saw that when Ryan was throwing combinations, Devin couldn't do nothing about it, and I just felt like Ryan should have just kept rushing him. I'm like, he should have just kept throwing them instead of backing up and falling on his back foot and just sitting by the ring. And the last thing I'll say is I wouldn't be surprised if Pitbull Cruz would beat Devin Haney.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
But caller, let me ask you one thing, man. What is it about Haney? Because you started watching boxing recently. You said, what is it that immediately caught your attention of Haney and your dislike for him? No, he hung up. Fuck, I wanted to hear the answer. All right, well, listen. That's all we've got for the calls here today, and what a run of calls. Let me tell you. I mean, I'm only willing to. I used to do this for almost every other big fight, but this one was particularly. We had to do it, man. Go on the air, take calls, because you don't always get the type of upsets. Recognize. I wanted to ask you. You said you're. Well, can I mention this on the air? What your brother said about?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Yep.
What did he see exactly? Because I didn't really see the weigh-in all that much. I was just laughing through some of the clips that I saw. But what did he say that he said he saw from Haney at the weigh-in?
Okay, so I didn't catch it either, but he was telling me because he was like really into this fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he was telling me like he was like because he picked Ryan Garcia from the beginning. My brother picked him from the very start. He said that when they were after the weigh-in, I guess like they were like staring at each other and they were going off like a little bit, chirping at each other. That he just looked at Haney, and he said that when he looked at Garcia, he was like, "This dude is fucking big." Like it was like, "Oh shit!" Like I know him and everything, but he's a big fucking dude. Like it was like that kind of look. Like I don't know if I could beat a big guy like that. And remember, you know yourself. And he knows Ryan Garcia. He's fought Garcia. I think it was like 6 times as an amateur, and I think they both went 3-3. And so I'm pretty sure he knows that what Garcia is capable of doing. And then he's now it's going to be a different Garcia because he's a man. He 25, 26. He's grown a lot since then. And so my brother was like keen on that. He said he looked worried that he was kind of like looking down on the floor after looking at Ryan and like, oh shit, maybe I should have like made sure that this guy comes in at 140 pounds and maybe slap a rehydration course. Like that was
yeah.
Hey, maybe I didn't see it, but that my brother was kind of like pointing out to me.
Well, listen, maybe in hindsight, he was onto something. I also want to shout out to Al Gaiman for his contribution with the super chat. He says, come on. He says, Haney got beat like a runaway slave. Again, fellas, for anybody out there, listen, I'm going to put up the disclaimer here. When somebody puts up a super chat, I am legally bound to read it. All right, fellas? So don't come at me. We've had some, I've taken calls before where people make racist comments against Mexicans, so it is what it is. Shout out to Never Sobers for his contribution with the super chat. He says, another FBA bites the dust. Jesus over Mohammed. Shout out to Sobers. I'm telling you, man, it's when these big fights come on, man, it's people certainly get their juices going. By the way, Gervonta Davis just tweeted this. He said, Ryan Garcia, call me, bro. You can get my number now. I'm on the club. Everything on me. So he's going to try to get Ryan Garcia drunk, and then who knows what he's going to try to do to him afterwards. If I'm Ryan Garcia, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're elated about the win, but don't go out there hanging out with the Tank Davises thinking that they're not going to pull the old P. Diddy on you. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you never know what's going to happen with these guys. Club. I mean, hey, listen, it's that side of the street, PBC, they tend to be very floral, if you catch my drift. You know what I'm talking about. All right, who's playing those sounds? It's 3 in the morning here, for Pete's sakes.
Horrible.
Do we have any more calls here? Oh, yeah, on a Sunday. On top of that, what else? Pretty tired over here. We took a lot of phone calls. I was gonna point something out.
I posted a video in the chat. It's a recorded. It's a highlight of the first round. Jimmy talked about this, and I thought it was a great point. Jimmy said that for him the key to victory for Ryan was if he can crack uh Devin, especially early, if he could crack him with that fucking that lead left hook, and he could do it early, that could change the whole fight. And I think that's exactly what happened in the first round. And it's a video on the chat that the group chat that we're in right now, and you'll see that. I know NPR talks about how Garcia doesn't use his jab. I think there's truth to it, but he does use the jab. It's just unconventional. It's a distraction jab. It's not a jab that is committed with intent. It's sort of to like set up
Yeah.
the left hook.
It's a throwaway jab to set up other punches.
Right, and in his case, he does it to fucking turn that lead left into a hook, and that's exactly what caught Devin Haney in the first round, and I think it had him weary the whole fight. It just threw him off his game plan completely.
Chief, I just noticed that Dan Rayfield was posting that. Let's not forget, he said, that 3.2 pounds do make a difference. First of all, they didn't. That wasn't a weight difference on fight night. On fight night, I'm going to venture to say that they were probably about around the same weight. And I saw that you posted on the Discord. Where was this energy when Salido blew the weigh-in against Lomachenko?
Exactly.
And Mayweather against Marquez.
What's his name? Shakur Stevenson against Conceição,
yeah,
the Brazilian.
Yeah, these people. I mean, listen, I'm glad
that energy from Ukrainian Rafael was not in any of it.
Yeah,
Very interesting take,
Rafael,
man.
keep your mouth shut, bro. Shut.
Keep the cheeseburgers in there, buddy.
Oh, come on. Wait a minute. I'm not saying that, by the way.
Don't worry. I'll be catching up to him in size pretty soon.
Come on. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad.
It'll take you another 50-something years to do so. Yeah.
I'm glad that there was a lot of clinching.
I'm taking my own hit that I'm not in any better shape than he is. Well, maybe a little bit, but anyway, that's not the point. My point is the fact that he self-righteousness. He's out there trying to play this. Well, but since my guy lost, I've got to do this. Just shut up. Your guy got beat because he didn't have a chin and he was slightly overrated. If you think Ryan's that bad, what does that say about your boy? There you go, Dan. Then you can quote me on that.
It's a good point. That's a good point. And I'm glad that there was a lot of clinching from both guys, because now people are complaining about the Harvey Dock and how he allowed the clinching to go on. Something we've been saying for years here. Clinching, Mars fights, it takes down the resale value, the entertainment value, the aesthetic value of it. Listen, I studied Greco-Roman aesthetics. All right? I know what I'm talking about here. I know what a piece of art is. Boxing can be a piece of art if it's done properly, not when you throw a bunch of manure in it, which means clinching and so on and so forth. Absolutely disgusting. The other thing I wanted to point out is that Clarissa Shields had this to say. She said, I feel bad for Devin. He will be back for sure. What a shocking night. First of all, she's addressing Haney by his first name. I'm going to have to dig up her tweet, see if she said the same thing about Ryan Garcia. Did she extend the same sympathy after he lost against Tank Davis, where he was bamboozled and finagled and cornswaddled into accepting those rehydration clauses in the catch weights? But again, see, a lot of people are getting exposed here today for not keeping it a buck, as they like to say in the streets. But they do for certain
Not keeping
fighters.
it a bean. Hey, they say bean now.
Is that right?
You got to keep it a bean. Yeah.
There you go, man. All right. Now, we're getting some late calls here coming in. Before we go, it's 3:30 in the morning here. 386, you're on the air. 386, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, BDA, Matrix? Hopefully Jimmy's still there.
I
just want to say I fucking love the... You guys still hear me? You good? I was just going to say, fucking shout out. What?
We hear you. Action Jackson, go ahead, man.
Fucking excellent. Yeah, go ahead. I got you. I was not expecting fucking Garcia to win the fight. I thought it was a foregone conclusion. Like BD, I didn't even watch this shit because I was like, dude, fucking Haney has got it. And, everybody, he proved us wrong. I thought Bill Haney,
Yep.
It's fine.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Good to hear from you guys. No, but I just want to say, fucking dude, he pulled it off, fucking Garcia. We have to give him props.
We do. We do.
Man.
Jesus is king.
All right. Well,
that's right.
It sounds like something else is your king right now, man. Maybe some sort of substance.
I was just saying the same thing, but yeah.
All right, good to hear from you guys.
Right back at you, Action Jackson. Hope you're enjoying your night over there in sunny
safe,
Florida.
Good show.
You too, man. Take it easy, man. Thank you, man.
Action Jackson.
Always good to hear from the Action Jackson. Let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 210. 210, you on the air. 210, what's on your mind?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's up?
Right. I just wanted to say some things. What I found impressive is that Ryan was still throwing flurries in the 12th round. He had hurt Haney in the 7th and the 11th, and I had thought he had punched himself out, but he was still throwing flurries in the 12th, which I found really impressive. But I think Ryan's success didn't really come from with the coaching he's done with Derek James. I feel like he's done what he's always done. He's pulled back and he threw the left hook. The left hook was going to be the key of the entire fight. So no, I don't know. I really don't give Derek James a lot of credit for his coaching.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, listen, you know what? Yeah, it's I'll have to rewatch the fight and listen closer to what he was saying. But I do think last year I was telling people that Derek James was a little overrated. It's always difficult to gauge too, though, the effectiveness and the efficacy of a trainer. But in this case, Jimmy did say in the beginning of this show that he felt that James did manage to make some adjustments there. So we'll see, man. I don't know, man. I
guess the only thing that he introduced was that weird shoulder roll thing that he's been doing for the past 2 fights. I don't know. All this proved that Haney was always shit. I honestly, I get clowned for this sometimes, but I had JoJo winning the fight that he had with Haney, and not a lot of people don't think that, but I think that he's always been predictable. He always leans into his inside. He always gets caught there. I don't know. I'm just hoping he fights Tank next, because I feel like Tank would actually give him brain damage, or I don't know, sleep him permanently.
Oh.
No, I'm just messing.
Well,
I'm just messing around.
I gotcha. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see if that even happens. I mean, I think maybe in hindsight, maybe Tank Davis could have done to Haney what Garcia did, or maybe even worse. But again, he never took that chance. He never took that chance, and he doesn't look like he's going to take it anytime.
It was that rough, yeah, that's true.
All right, man.
Well, all right, well, that was all. That was all, everything from me. Have a nice night.
You too, man. Take it easy. Thank you for your call. All right, let's go to our phone call here. Let's go to 773. 773, you're on the air. 773, what's on your mind?
I got to clarify my comments earlier.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what. The weight comments, it's not meant to overshadow Ryan's performance. Can't do that. We're not trying to take away from Ryan's performance. He went out there and put a hell of a fight on. I thought even after the 3 pounds, he was still going to lose. So
sure,
you can't sit here and shit on him like that. But what you also can't do is dismiss it and disregard it, because it's a factor. And to his shoes on their foot, I know that'd be a talking point. So let's not be hypocrites in that regard.
Uh-huh.
You got nothing to say, huh?
I didn't. Sorry, because I'm
no response.
I'm half listening to what you're saying, because I'm also. Go ahead. Just recognize. I didn't even hear what you were saying.
No, I was just gonna say, okay, bye.
You got no rebuttal. Recognize. You don't want to hear it.
Well, okay. Could you repeat? Sorry, I really must apologize. I wasn't even listening to what you were saying, because it's 3 a.m. here. What were you saying?
PDA wasn't.
No, the weight issue. I said that Dan Raphael. You guys didn't like that comment, but he's right. He's spot on.
You know,
he came in 3 pounds over, and
here's the one thing I would say about that. Like, what we know now is all about the rehydration more than anything else. Now, it goes to show you that obviously Devin Haney, like he just gains a lot of fucking weight, right? And so it like Tank wasn't interested in that fight, right? They would Tank's like, nah, I'm not fighting this dude. He goes up to 165 on fight night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fight a guy that big. And he wasn't going to dehydrate himself, in other words, right? He's
Well, can
not
I say
gonna
this, man?
he wasn't gonna do that. And so
Can I
you
say
got
this?
Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is probably like the same weight as him on fight night, 165, somewhere around there. Or maybe 160, maybe a little less than that.
Yeah,
So,
well,
I mean, yeah, he didn't make the weight, but he was fully healthy, and both of them were, and you saw what happened.
Can I just say
You
this,
saw what
man?
happened in the fight.
Let me give
Here's
my
my
point of view.
point. Here's my point, real
Let me
quick.
give my point of view.
Listen,
Let me give my point of view.
I did
First of
that
all,
shit.
Kevlar,
Okay, go
let
ahead.
me give you my point of view. Because first of all, I gotta apologize for not paying attention to what you were saying. It's 3 a.m. I've been taking calls for the past 2 hours, so I'm a little off. But I did say that I'm heartened and glad to see that this happened tonight. All these hijinks for the past month, because now we're starting to wake people up about what we've been talking about for the past couple of years. We've been talking about weight bullying, and people have been saying there's no such thing as weight bullying. If they weigh in at if they make the weight, or if the other guy agrees to the fight, then there's no excuses. That's what they've always said. No excuses. Oh, Ryan Garcia agreed to the weight clause, rehydration, whatever. No excuses. Well, Haney agreed to the fight, even though Garcia blew the weight. Again, I'm in agreement with you. I think all these tactics do work. And that's why I'm happy that this happened, because now people are paying attention to it. So whether Dan Rafael has a point or not, my point was now that people are putting attention to this, or keeping an eye on this and saying, hey, maybe weight bullying is real. Maybe extending the rehydration process to 36 hours as opposed to 24, maybe that does pay dividends. Maybe we should start thinking about enforcing the rules rather than flexing them or bending them to other guys' wills. But go ahead, K-Dog.
I agree with that. I think they should be same day weigh-ins. That's how we did it in wrestling. It was an hour before. You got an hour. Nowadays, these people kill themselves. They cut a lot more weight because they get the 24 hours or whatever it is to rehydrate. But you got one job as a boxer. You don't fail a drug test, and you make weight. That's all you got to do. Whatever happens in the ring, it doesn't matter. You just got to. Those are two stipulations. And Ryan didn't do that. But I did that shit. I cut the weight. I was in the sauna with the bags trying to shed that last pound, that last 8 ounces. You don't realize how hard that shit is to get that last 8 ounces, last 6 ounces. Oh, it's down to 4 ounces. It's fucking, feels like you're dying. I mean, if you never cut weight, had to go through that shit, then your opinion is useless. I'll leave you guys to it. Have a good one.
So that deep fry in Chicago, I told you to, cut down on that shit.
Yeah, it's the deep dish pizza. It's the deep dish pizza over there, man. You got to watch out. It's like lasagna, technically. All right, well, listen, K-Dog, man, thank you for your call. Oh, he hung up. All right. I'm losing it here, fellas. We still got a couple more calls, and then we're done, I suppose. We'll be back. I got to get some sleep, a couple of hours of sleep, and then we got to go back and do another show. Let's go to another phone call. Let's go to 513. 513, you're on the air. 513, what's on your mind?
Hey, man. Now you see my 2 favorite fighters then got knocked off. Deontay Wilder and Devin Haney. Overconfidence.
Over what?
Both of them winning their first losses with overconfidence. Wilder went in there with fury, overconfident. Devin Haney going there. You got to go against these guys like they killers. Because Ryan Garcia got a killer left hook. I don't know why you playing with this dude. This dude is a killer. I would never have took none. I knew none of that stuff was real. He's a killer. You need to face him like a killer. Tank Davis he fought him like a killer. He's very dangerous. That's why you got to put clauses and all type of stuff in there for him. But I give it up to Devin Haney. He made it through the fight. Thank goodness he didn't get knocked out. He clearly lost. He did. I thought he couldn't lose on the judges' scorecards based on the Lomachenko fight. Ryan proved me wrong. But that's how you win when they fix the fight against you. When you put your opponent down, they can't even rob you. That's what you got to understand. Put your opponent on the canvas, and they can't rob you. Don't cry about a robbery because Francis put Fury on the canvas, still got robbed. So Ryan Garcia shows you. If he never dropped Devin, he would have got robbed. Am I lying?
I think you're telling the truth.
I don't know,
He didn't
man.
drop him.
I mean, I don't know. I think in a world where people enforce the rules, which is something I've been saying for the past couple of months, is we wouldn't be having robberies in the first place. I mean, if we listen,
I agree.
these judges, man, they're not smarter than us. I mean, you saw what happened with the judge that gave the rematch to AJ, the Uzi rematch. And then they confronted him outside the venue, and he was stammering all over the place. You have to talk to my supervisor. Fucker, you're supposed to be a professional. You need your supervisor like you're working at the DMV to explain things. So, I mean, I sort of agree with you there, caller, but at the same time, man, I mean, we shouldn't let these judges get away with it.
90 seconds.
We do have to call out the robbers when we see
And Ryan Garcia, don't forget, Ryan Garcia and T.O. fooled everybody with that mental illness. So just because you lose, it don't mean it's over. So
that's right.
Just like they lost, Devin Haney lost. Devin Haney lost. He could come back just like they came back. All it takes is one victory to bounce back off a loss. Ryan Garcia showed you that. Teofimo Lopez showed you that. Devin Haney needs to show you that. He needs to bounce back with a win. You know,
that's a good point,
hey, he lost. Confidence. Overconfidence cost him the fight. Stop being overconfident.
Yeah, you're right. You can rebound from losses, and Haney he's going to have to weather the storm now on social media, but he can make it through it if he just stays on point. All right, well, listen, caller, we got to move on here, but thank you for your call, and call back next time, right?
Okay.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Just tell Bill Haney, stop bringing the streets to boxing. The streets ain't boxing. This is boxing. Stop bringing the streets, man. That's why they lost, man. Stop running your mouth. Appreciate y'all.
All right, take it easy, man. That's a good point he made right there about Bill Haney. All right, 2 more calls and then we're done. I got to take them at the same time. So, guys, we're going to start with 10 seconds. All right. We're going to start with 214 first. 214, you're on the air. 214, what's in your mind?
Can you hear me, PTA?
Yes, I can hear you, 214.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. It's inevitable. It's D-Block, D-Town, D-Ville, Baltimore. Sorry! My bad. My voice is gone. I called it for Ryan Garcia. Nobody believed me. Fuck it what they say. At the end of the day, we know who is King Ryan. The king of the ring. Devin Haney is my youngin', as I said. Shakur Stevenson is my youngin'. Teofimo Lopez is my youngin'. And Ryan King Garcia is the youngin'. We still coming at Tank. No matter what happened tonight, I'm telling you right now, his pussy ass is next. Frank Martin is going to shock the world. May 15th, whatever the fuck it is, in Las Vegas. And just like tonight, like I called it, I'm going to call it again. I'm undefeated 2024. You heard it here first. I know we want to talk about the amazing effect of boxing and what it means. But I'm telling you right now, BDA, Tank Davis is next. His ass is going to get so whooped that you ain't going to recognize his ass the next day. What you got to say with that?
All right. Well, listen, I don't know how to interpret that call. His ass is going to be mangled, and I won't. First of all, why would I be looking at his ass the next day? I don't want to look at anybody's ass. But I get what you're saying, D-Block. I get what you're saying. By the way, real quick, were you getting into it with anybody in particular over this fight in the build-up to it, or?
Oh, definitely. We knew that people were going to turn against me because they knew that I loved and I respected Devin Haney. But when you come at me with 2 of my youngins, I got to favor Ryan King Garcia. I called it. I said it. I said, Ryan is too strong. He didn't want to deplete himself for a certain reason. We know that Devin Haney has pushed levels and levels of this fight to be depleted in a certain aspect. He needs to go to 147. Ryan Garcia proved tonight that at the end of the day, the boogeyman that they say that he is the advantage of being a heavier guy. every punch that Devin Haney pushed against Ryan Garcia did not hurt him. Ryan Garcia, if you saw that, shook. He shocked the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
Well,
he shook up the world. BDA, I'm going to let you go like this. I got to go.
All right,
At the end of the day, like I say, believe in D-Block, know D-Block, know who the fuck I am and what I'm about. At the end of the day, it's inevitable. D-Block, D-Block, and Baltimore, you next.
There you go. All right, shout out to D-Block. Thank you for your call, man. Take it easy out there. Speak it, believe it, achieve it. All right, final call of the night or the, morning, whatever it is. 832, you're on the air. 832, what's in your mind?
What's up? Eric from H-Town.
H-Town. Eric from H-Town, man. What's up, man?
H-Town.
What's up, man? It's been a long time, huh? BDA and shit. Well, I'm eating my crow menudo and shit. So tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow and stuff. Shit. I'm eating my crow menudo and shit. So, see or no?
Crow a lo menudo. Well, first of all, let me ask you this, Eric. Did you have another one of your famous fight parties, or what happened here?
Oh yeah, you heard me? Yeah, shit, it went down and shit, bro. Shit, I fucking got the fajitas and shit, got the beer and stuff and shit. And my nephew and shit, he's a real fucking Ryan true fan and shit and stuff. And when Ryan came out with the Chente song, he said, I'm telling you, man, Chente's like rolling in his fucking grave right now. I don't know if you saw that. The workout when Ryan came out, he played volver, soy el rey.
Sigo siendo el rey, de Vicente Fernández.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like telling my nephew, say like, bro, Chente like rolling in his grave right now and shit. Like, don't play the fucking Chente song and shit, and don't, you know what I'm saying? I hope you don't fucking embarrass the Mexican people and shit and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do something and stuff and shit. So I'm eating my crow and stuff. I'm a crow. So I did the fajitas, I got the beer and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got everything lined up and shit and stuff. And we all crossed up and shit, all together as a family and shit. And my nephew's like, hey, like, shut the fuck up and shit. Ryan's gonna do something. Ryan's gonna do something. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I hope so and shit. I hope so and shit. Like, Chance is rolling in his grave and shit. And stuff and shit. El Rey and shit. Because he came out with the song El Rey and shit.
Right.
Well, listen,
I think Vicente Fernandez would be proud, man. I said I think Vicente Fernandez would be proud.
Yeah, so I was just like talking to my nephew and shit, like, bro, like, how the hell you gonna come out with champions and stuff? That's fucking Canelo song to sing, whatever and shit. I was just talking and shit stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then I was just saying, Chente is running great and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling shit, hopefully, don't embarrass the fucking song and shit.
Well, listen, Eric.
The hype, what's going on and stuff?
He lived up to the hype with the song, man. He did the song proud, man. That's all I'm saying. And
shit. At the end of the fighting shit, I fucking like gave him like, oh, he paid for the fight and shit. My little nephew said, you pay the fight and shit. They say I'll pay the fight and you put the fajita and shit. And then I'm saying we all high, like cheering each other and shit. This. But you know what I'm saying, like my point is
sure.
is like Ryan did what he had to do. He had to do and shit. So. Yes, there was like a lot of clinching shit and the boxing signs with Haney and stuff. You know, did you watch the fight?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. You got to do what you got to do, but within the bounds of boxing. And you're absolutely right with the clinching and the ass grabbing and the shaking of the ass. Not for me, man, and not for real boxing fans. So I'm glad that you had your nephew there. And sometimes your young people learn from the elders, and the elders sometimes can learn from their prodigies, and that's what happened here, man. So shout out to you. Sounds like you had a fantastic time there with the fajitas and the cervezas. Maybe a little something else. I don't know. Let's not get into that. But
we had a good time. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Overall, it was a good fight. I'm saying, like I said, I am my caldo crow. I mean, me myself, I am my crow and stuff. But
don't need too much, though. Don't need too much, though. Don't need too much caldo of crow, man.
No, but
just enough. Just what you
needed. But he didn't do nothing. También and stuff. Everybody like thinking like, oh, he ain't gonna do like a fucking Mayweather, like jab, run around and shit. So he didn't do nothing. Am I right or wrong? So
you're absolutely on the money.
He didn't do nothing.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, you're saying it better than I ever could have. You're right. He was, and I was trying to say that in the build to the fight, he was. People were trying to make him out to be Mayweather 2.0, and he wasn't. But Eric, man, listen, we gotta move on. It's 3 in the morning over here. It's almost 4. I gotta move on. But we're gonna be doing.
Saludos.
We're gonna be doing another show in a couple of hours. So if you want to call in, man, make sure to do that, right, man? Take it easy out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Well, listen, that was certainly a great run of calls, I recognize. Thank you for being along with me, man, for the ride. Certainly made it easier.
Oh, not a problem, man. And I can't tell you how amazed I was that you understood what that guy was saying. That's amazing.
No, well, he's called in before. Well, maybe it's because of the connection between you and him is it gets diluted, but I could hear him perfectly. What else was going to say?
I thought he was speaking. I thought he was speaking with a drunk tongue, but maybe maybe it was a bad connection on my part.
Nah, Eric from H-Town is solid, man. Solid people. What I do want to say, recognize is, all right, so we're going to go back on the air in a couple of hours. Hopefully you can jump in. We'll have more time for you guys to talk. Right, and
I'll be on.
You're still on the East Coast, right? Are you on the same time?
I'm still on the East Coast.
Okay, so it's 3:43 in the morning over there, or?
It's it's 3:43 in the morning right now.
Jeez Louise. All right, I gotta catch some shut-eye. But if there's one thing you wanted to say here about this fight before we go on to the next show later on,
well, okay, we're gonna do a show later on. I think I'm gonna get. I have time to sleep, and there's some thoughts that I wanted to throw out there for tomorrow. But I would say this. This is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Haney will not retire. He won't retire undefeated. That's over with. So either he's really in for boxing to be great, or it was all a scam and we'll never hear from him again.
That is a very interesting way of putting it, because you're making me think. You never really know what's going to happen with a fighter after he incurs his first loss. I mean, think about it. You were around in those days when Hamed lost to Barrera. I didn't expect him to retire. That's what he did. He had one fight, was boring in 2002, and then boom, he disappeared and he became a fight tabloid afterwards.
Yep. And we saw great fighters that didn't, they never even thought about retiring undefeated. They just kept challenging themselves because that's just who they are. The guy that beat the Prince already had a couple of losses.
That's
what
true.
I'm saying? So he was in it for the long, Barrera, guys like that, they were in it for the long haul.
But it's interesting, right? Because I was talking about that with Frank Bay and Bucho on another show about how these young guys, they're obsessed with now more than ever, because they only fight about twice a year. So if they have one, like for example, Haney now, apparently he's got a fractured cheekbone, jaw, whatever. So he's probably going to be out of commission for longer than he's accustomed to. Then on top of that, he was only fighting twice a year. So for about the next 8 months, this is the only image people are going to have of him. This
That's
loss.
right.
But let's say he hadn't been injured, he could get back on the saddle as quickly as possible. 2, 3, 4 performances this year would make people forget about what just happened. But no, these guys only fight twice a year, so the O for them is now more important than ever. And this is why you see guys like Tank Davis being directed so carefully, handled so carefully, because they can't stand to lose that O. Once that O is gone, what do they have left? Now, Davis is in a better position financially because he does have more fans, it seems, than Devin Haney. But the principle remains the same. They're obsessed with that O. Once it's gone, they feel like they're naked or something.
Yeah. I always said it, man. Look at Ryan Garcia. He took a loss to Tank. And today, everybody's talking about him different. That's because he has more to offer than guys who are just trying to go undefeated. The reason why they're obsessed with their unbeaten record is because outside of that, they don't have anything else. You know, I would say Tank is a puncher for his weight class. So maybe a guy like him, but then again, he's getting older. So maybe that's why he's cherry picking. But guys like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, I don't think outside of their zero, they don't have much to offer in boxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting, man. And I'm glad you brought that up about the loss, because for so many people, they let the loss define them. Same thing with AJ. AJ said it himself, Anthony Joshua, that is. He said after the Luis bout, he said, hey, people, I'm not going to let this loss to Luis define me. And what did he do? He came back against Luis, defeated him. And then even after his losses to Usyk, people were shitting on him. He sucks. He's mentally out of it. He's a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And then look at him now. He's back on top of the world. He's not the best heavyweight in the world, but
AJ's probably one or two fights away for fighting for heavyweight champion again.
That's right, yeah.
Just think about it like that, yeah.
And that's the other thing. Hey, that's it. It reminds me. Now that people are in the mood for this type of stuff, Usyk better not take Fury lightly, man. I mean, that's a 6 feet 7 inch tall guy, or 6 feet 8, whatever he is, 250 plus pounds. That ain't easy for anybody. And if Usyk makes it look easy, that's
pretty confident that Usyk is going to fight this fight as the consummate pro, and he's going to go in there. If he's going to lose, you're going to have to fucking really earn that shit. God, Fury's going to have to really earn that victory.
I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, listen. My gut instinct going into this fight was that Ryan Garcia was gonna at least perform better than Prograis did against Haney. So I'm starting to learn through this show to listen to my gut feeling, my instincts. Although sometimes there's certain X factors that occur, like for example Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. I didn't foresee an injury in that fight. With Garcia, Tank Davis, I should have foreseen rehydration clause, the weight clause. Playing a big part in that. But at the end of the day, guys, if there's one lesson to learn from this episode, listen to your gut. If you're on the right track, and if you're on the true path of the Crimson Cross, more often than not, you'll be making the right decision.
That's right. Believe in a higher being, Dora. Believe in God.
Yeah, the whole God thing, yeah. I was gonna say facts, but I don't want to steal that from D-Block. That's his. I don't want to steal that from D-Block, man. That's his tagline. Other than that, fellas, thank you for your everything. Again, recognize Jimmy, who was here earlier as well, Chief as well, Bucho also jumped in, Gonzalo, everybody that donated with the super chat, everybody that called in. Of course, I hope you guys enjoy the show. We always try to give you guys the chance to talk and speak your mind. Don't forget that you will have another chance to speak your mind about what happened in about 8 hours, 7-8 hours. We will be doing another show. No, wait, not 8 hours. More than that. In the noon or afternoon. Just stay on the look for that. Watch out for a show. Keep your notifications open so that you can see us back in the afternoon. And that's about it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's a lot of people in the chat today. Rapax Trucking Company, 10-4. Shout out to him. Eparokua, Joe Zaman, Ravi Come Up, Sparky, Sam Rando. Shout out to Sam Rando, one of the initiated. He says, thanks for the show. Looking forward to the next show. Super Sardonic says, we need a second Rennie soon. My goodness gracious. I got a couple of things I got to take care of too before, but yeah, I'm looking forward to another second Renaissance. Shout out to Sam Rando, Jump Tube, 2 of them initiated, Protectorate General, Super Sardonic, Pato Smith, Lucky Zim, King KO, Eric from H-Town, shout out to him, AJR, Super Sardonic. If I forgot anybody, it's because we gotta go. Shout out to you fellas, Joe Zamansis, VMC, Mexico, Viva Mexico Cabrones, that's right. Well, that's the brand too, the drink. I gotta go get some shut eye.